What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Number one seed talk. Playoff time. We'll get into it. Giddy up.
Oh my God!
I'm embarrassed.
He's flying.
Welcome in. It's almost time. Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio every Sunday. We are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Brian Wilson, Greg Milanovic, Nick Delgazzo. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. We'll do Crumb of the Week at the end of the show. Phillies make another addition to their bullpen. Right now, it's their second, really maybe their third meaningful addition this offseason. So the rich get richer. We'll dissect that trade, and we'll let everybody know the big pieces of our pipeline that were put into this deal to make it work. Because I know people are worried out there how we're going to replace it. So we'll dissect on how we replace it and how good the Phillies are looking. Eagles clinch the number one seed. We'll get into that. Talk about our potential matchups in 2 weeks from now. Our main topic at hand is Eagles-Giants postgame. Ties into our poll question, brought to you by Baggio's Bread, and they're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're the home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pie, sandwiches, cutlets, meatballs. You mentioned A2D Radio, you get 10% off your in-store purchase. Baggio's Bread, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Our poll question for tonight, and I think it's a fair question, but we're gonna get into it. You're concerned with the Eagles' play of late as they head into the playoffs. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow. Join the conversation tonight. And keep in mind, it's a 14-3 football team. Football team that was without Jalen Hurts for 2 weeks, leading into today's game. So concerned. No, I'm not. I'm not concerned. Am I excited to see this team, come round two of the playoffs? For sure. I'm excited. I'm interested to see how it plays out for them. But, they always say, it's not how you start, how you finish. That sometimes that's the way it goes. Like sometimes the teams that start fast, they don't finish well, right? Some teams start slow and they don't finish. Some teams start super fast like we did, and you take your foot off the gas for a little bit. Now, how do you respond to that? Right? When the lights turn on and you're in meaningful playoff football, is your attention to detail going to be there? Right? I think the most important thing and why I'm not concerned really at all is because I think Jalen needed this week to play. And I think we saw it today. And because all the people out there that wanted to tell me about resting them for 27 weeks, right? This is different. This is different. You can rest for 2 weeks, right? Essentially, or rest for a week. You can have a week down. But I think in the NFL, when you start sitting, when you're young like that, when you're young at your position too, when you sit for a while, I'm not going to say you're going to play the worst game of all time, no, but you're going to have some rust you need to get off. And I think today you saw some of that rust. And I think you saw on offense, I know some people don't want to hear it, but a little vanilla because, and I don't mean totally vanilla, but there was a little vanilla to it because the wrinkle of him running today wasn't really in the cards. They weren't going to run him around or let him run. I know he had 9 rushing attempts, but I don't think they really dictate the way he's used to, and we're used to seeing him run around. So I think it was a little bit of some caution, but getting your reps in, which I think was so important because if he sat 5 weeks, right, how do we think he's going to play in 5 weeks from now? And that's the most important game, right? This was the most important game because it gets his number one seed. But, that game in 2 weeks from now, that's the most important game. That's where quarterbacks are judged. That's where coaches are judged, right? So that's the most important game to find out where he is. But you don't get that far without him knocking some rust off in between the injury and the 2 week and the week break leading into another game, right? Because then you're talking about a long time of sitting around. I don't think that would have been good for him. So I disagree. I'm not concerned. I mean, do we always have some concerns leading into the playoff time unless you're like scorching hot? But even the Phillies were like hot, right? We still have concerns. Make sense? We still were worried about some things, but this is a little bit different animal. They did what they were supposed to do this year, right? Like you set out to be number one in your conference. You set out to win your division. You set out to be number one in your conference, right? They're your first two goals, and both of those goals checked off for this football team. So I'm not going to let the last 3-4 weeks really try to change what I've watched all year. And what we watched is a really, really good football team. And I'm not going to get overly concerned because the last few weeks were a little sloppy. Backup quarterback, some sloppy things that happened around, right? Today was not what you call picture perfect by any stretch. Okay, ugly. Okay, but you need it today. You need it today for him, your quarterback, because that was the most important thing. And I already touched on that. So I'm not gonna get worried. I got a lot of confidence in this football team. I got a lot of confidence in this quarterback, and I got a lot of confidence playing at home. And I think we should all feel that way. We shouldn't get too caught up into what happened. Like, can you have some penalty concerns and how's Lane's health concerned? Sure. They're different. There's some different concerns, but concerned on how good they really are? No. Anything can happen in the playoffs. We know it. They can get bounced in the first round. Or second round, they can go to the Super Bowl. Anything can happen. But I'm not worried about thinking that what we watched all year isn't who they are. Make sense? That's what I'm not concerned about. They're damn good.
Oh, yeah.
They're damn good. And who they're going to see in that second round isn't going to be at their level. So if they lose in that second round, okay, it's a failure of a season. So I'm not going to be concerned on who's going to walk in our door round two, knowing that all year I've been better than that team. Now, NFC title game, you get bitch slapped at home, maybe, okay, because it could be the Niners, right? You know what I mean? It could be somebody who's like that good too, right? But right now, like we talk about all year, we're the class in the NFC. The Niners have made a run to that, right? As we witnessed, because how good their defense has been, and offense hasn't been too shabby either. But we're the class. We're the class. And you got to come through here, kiss my ass with concerns. I'm used to being the 8-9 guys stumbling in. Then you're concerned. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be concerned getting some guys healthy like we did today. We had a Robert Quinn sighting a couple times. There's some positive things of just getting guys' beaks back wet a little bit.
Yeah, Gardner Johnson back out there.
Yeah, you don't have to be concerned. I think you have it the opposite, though. I mean, I'm not putting words in your mouth. When you're the 8 or 9, you're playing with house money. When you're the 1, there's pressure. You don't have to have concerns, but there's pressure, right? Because you just said you're the big bad wolf on the block, and rightfully so. You are. You stub your toe before the final, hoisting. Then it's a
that's why it's a failure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, expectations change this year, right? As they're supposed to. When you win 14 games, your expectations are not like, win a playoff game. No, you better go to a Super Bowl. Because if all roads lead through your town and you get knocked out early, now, like I said, you get knocked out by the Niners, okay, we got to look at how the game.
Tough game.
Yeah, we got to see how the game went. It's not exciting. It's a semi-failure, right? It just depends on how it all goes down. Right, you lose by a field goal.
You can stamp that if you would lose the first playoff game, it's a fucking failure. I mean,
absolutely.
You can stamp that. There's second things with the championship game that you could talk about, but the first game you got to win. I don't care who we're playing, you got to win.
I don't care if we have a Franco Harris catch against us. You know what I mean?
You got to win.
You can't lose that game. Gonna need somebody to tackle him. Yeah.
R.I.P. Franco. R.I.P. Franco.
Oh yeah. All right, yeah, so I disagree. You guys go ahead. I could just keep spinning the wheel on Mucinex tonight. So go ahead.
I mean, I'm right with you. I think that we're a damn good team. If anything, I'm more concerned with Lane and with maybe we've been fumbling the ball a little bit, which I don't like because we've been good with the maybe that was just coming back because all year we were great. We're great with turnovers. So maybe it's a little bit at some point, you're going to have some fumbles, but there's been too many recently. I don't like the fumbling. But besides that, I'm not worried. I think we're a damn good team. We're going to be a really fucking tough out. And I'm happy that Jalen played today, like you said, because I would have been more worried if he hadn't played leading into the playoffs. 4 weeks or so, 4.5 weeks, that would have worried me more.
Yeah, no, it's weird because, like you, Tommy, I have concerns, but as we've talked about the last couple of weeks, without Lane Johnson, it's so tough to judge this team just because we know how important he is, right? So I'll disagree, but I do have concerns. Wilson, I'm dead on with you about turnovers, right? Turnovers for the last 4 or 5 weeks have shown their ugly head a lot more than we want, right? I know he threw another one today, and this was his first one in a while, but that theme has come up a little bit too much recently, where in the beginning of the year we were really good with not turning the football over, and then we were getting turnovers on our end.
We were best in the league.
We were best, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Turnover differential, best in the league.
So both of those has flipped, but ultimately I disagree, because Lane Johnson, until you tell me Lane Johnson is out for the playoffs or out for week 2 or out for anything, I'm going to believe in this team, and I'm going to believe in the body that got us there, as opposed to kind of limping in, right? And that's what I think. I think Jalen threw a couple really nice balls today, and then I thought he looked really, really off at times. You know what I mean? And then that happens when you're coming back from 2 weeks off. Hopefully, this got his beak wet a little bit and got his arm, back into game mode, to where when you miss next week, just because of the bye, you don't come in as rusty, right? Coming into there. But so ultimately, yeah, I think like both of you guys, and probably, Sweeps will agree, there are concerns, but ultimately I'm not concerned with what this football team is until you tell me Lane Johnson's out for any significant amount of time.
Yeah, no, I will agree. Just to not to be different, just to try to get a little different perspective from an outsider. Injury. The only reason that you definitely disagree is because they haven't even played with a full complement of guys. You know what I mean? So as you all alluded to, you're missing your quarterback for 2 weeks. Lane Johnson's the anchor. He's the heartbeat of that of an impressive line. We know what he means to the Eagles. Gardner came back today. So you're getting some guys. You got some guys back today, and you hold your breath about Lane. All that stuff, leads you to say like, these 3 weeks were just kind of like, a little bit of an exhibition. They only had to win once, but I think where I would agree is just because I feel like, they didn't finish today. And I know his first game back, which we said you can't have that in the playoffs, right? So it was imperative that he played today. Rest is great, and when you want to get, especially for skill position guys and a guy leading your team as the quarterback, But 5 field goals today against I don't know how many of their defense was sat out. But that's still not a stellar defense. I mean, that's a playoff team, and listen, hats off to Dayball and what they've done, this year. But it's not the 85 Bears, So Eagles move the ball, But 5 field goals, you got to finish come playoff time. You got to, you got to finish in the playoffs. So, you talking about last week, which wasn't Hurts, I know, against the Saints, but regardless, the offense was atrocious against the Saints, and it was obviously better today, but it just didn't finish. So with a little combination of turning the football over, penalty, cleaning up the turnovers, cleaning up the penalties, and finishing drives with touchdowns, then you get back to the 13-1 team that you were all season. Then it's all, then it's full steam ahead. Right. But if you kind of, that's where I would agree to the poll, where it's a little concerning until I see that in 2 weeks, will 2 weeks make that better? It can make Lane healthier. All right. But, you better be sharp, though. 2 weeks gets you rest. All right. But I would be concerned about being sharp. I mean?
Yeah.
I like to play. I like the rest. I like the rest for guys. It's a physical sport. It's 18 weeks, grueling weeks, and plus training camp and all that stuff. But to me, I'm a guy who likes to stay sharp. You know what I mean? I don't like the rest too much.
Yeah, and I think that was a lot of our points through the last 3 weeks. When everybody's like, well, you can just sort of take your foot off the gas, relax, and put it in cruise control. Guys don't have to play, and it's like, well, if we're going to get the 1 seed, then we get a week off. So, like, how much time is too much time, right? And I think that was a conversation, not only here at A2D, but anywhere you listen about somebody talking about Eagles football, right? Was what's the right way, what's the wrong way, right? And honestly, through it all, there is no exact answer to this, right? Because I've seen it done both ways, right? I used to think just on the same level. Like, I'm a guy who believes in you got to play, right? You got to play to stay sharp. I think we all probably are in agreement of that side of it too. But then we've also seen the teams that take 2 weeks off. But usually those teams would have a veteran quarterback, right? Would have some a little bit different scenarios.
Yeah, have won in the playoffs before. Now, granted, we have a lot of guys that have, but our quarterback hasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you would see it, but again, there's no right way. I like that. The majority of our guys had to play today. That we had to play like a meaningful game today, even though we didn't play well, right? And I think that's important. You know what I mean? I think it's important for us as a football team. An ugly win, but a win to get the number 1 seeds is a really good win, right? And again, Sweeps is right. It's not like we had trouble moving the football today. We had trouble finishing. And I hope Jalen using more of his legs in 2 weeks from now, that sort of opens up that finishing down there. Hopefully, right? Hopefully.
Yeah, and I would say one other thing is that I know it was a pretty vanilla game plan today and everything, and we didn't run a lot of RPOs, and Jalen didn't designed run like we have been all year. But it's still slightly concerning that our game plan the last couple weeks has been shit. I think 2 weeks ago against the Saints, it was dog shit. You come out and you throw the ball over the field when they're pretty good against the pass and shitty against the run. I don't know. I think maybe we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves with the play calling, and hopefully he dials it back and gets back to what we do best going into the playoffs. Because I don't know. I feel like it's been doing too much. It's been getting too cute. We're a run team, okay? We rely on our O-line. Run the football. Use play action. That's how we better start out the playoffs. I don't need to come out fucking throwing on 14 of the first 17 plays or some shit. I can already see it now.
No.
Well, that was like that first drive today, right? Coming off the shoulder injury, and it's you threw the whole first drive. Now, great, it did collect points, right? I think that was that the first field goal, or was that I think it was the first field goal. So it did get points, but to your point, well, it's like we just threw the ball. I mean, guy's got a shoulder injury. Like, we want to ease him into it a little bit.
Yeah, no. It seemed like they did on the running side of it, but not so much the throwing. Yeah. But you can't have it both ways,
We started running the ball more after that, though. I will give him that. But we started like how we played against the Saints, and I was like, wow, here we go.
Yeah, there hasn't been much chemistry, slash rhythm to a lot of what we've done.
It's a good word.
That's a great word right there, rhythm.
I think that's
over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we've seemed out of rhythm, yes. Yeah. And for most of the season, we've been in rhythm.
And Jack Driscoll isn't good enough.
Oh, no, he's not.
And I think that's obvious. Yeah. And I'm not saying Andre Dillard is Lane Johnson, but I think he'd be an upgrade. And I don't know how many times I got to keep saying. If you're going
to pass the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Which they're doing. They threw the ball 35 times today. So, I mean.
We just had I agree with you, and we talked about it last week. That's the bottom line. He's not good enough. But I just got to imagine that, we're not there. So as coaches, we see it like when we have practice. Dillard must get absolutely abused in practice as well. He's just not, and we know he's not good enough either. You know what I mean? So it must be glaring, you know what I mean? Because you just, like you said, if it's a coin toss or close enough, then why wouldn't you go with that guy? The guy that at least can do one of the two better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or he just might be a left tackle only. Right, he might not be the switch that we thought he could be.
Yeah, possibility. Well, hopefully we get Lane back. We don't have to have that conversation in 2 weeks. Mr. Rudy Poo.
We're expecting Lane back, correct? I know it's but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that's why he opted out of getting surgery, because he expects to play.
Yeah, he expects to play. Yeah, okay.
Mr. Rudy Poo, super chat. Thanks, brother. He said, can you guys talk about how TJ Edwards stinks? Alex Singleton 2.0. With all the catch tackling after every 5-yard gain, tackle totals are flawed. Do you agree or disagree with that, Greg?
Yeah, because don't let the $5 fool you, Greg. This is your guy, so go ahead. You got the play.
I disagree. I mean, if you want to go after, of course, I disagree. That's my son. If you want to go after one linebacker who is who was dropped the ball recently is Kaiser White. Kaiser White fell off a cliff here in the second half of the year. I mean, I don't know how total tackles are a flawed stat. I mean, dude's got over 150 tackles. Is he the greatest thing ever? No. Can you upgrade over TJ Edwards? Sure. But that's going to cost you a whole lot of money. You know,
I think
those guys
TJ's had a fine year.
For an organization that doesn't value the linebacker.
It doesn't value the linebacker. Like, you could go out and get Roquan Smith in free agency, sure. Like, that guy's going to come in there and he's absolutely better than TJ Edwards. But I think you got bigger issues than TJ Edwards in the linebacker core right now, and that's Kaiser White. Kaiser White told us that he was a tackling machine and he could cover. I haven't seen him cover a guy in the last 3-4 weeks.
No, him or Darius Slay haven't covered anybody in a while. So
yeah. I mean, dude just set a record for tackles as a linebacker for the organization, and he's Alex Singleton 2.0. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a reach.
Yeah,
that's a reach. I think TJ's been fine. Honestly, I think he's had a very solid year.
I mean, to that point though, are there concerns about his tackling at times? Yes, absolutely. I would love for him.
I'm concerned like half our team's tackling at times.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love for him to be that one-hit guy and down, but that's not happening in the NFL anywhere.
I was gonna say nobody tackles in this fucking league anymore anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think I have a concern about
the whole league. The whole league doesn't tackle.
Oh, dude, Monster was running jets over.
Oh my god, dude! I think he concussed two of them. They were just laying on the field.
Yeah.
It's like a truck stick.
We love Mr. Rudy Poo. I just didn't understand the last part. Like everybody likes who they like, you know what I mean? But I don't know how you total tackles is flawed. You know what I mean? That's it's a lot of tackles, man. You know what I mean? Like, there might be some time and space where you miss, and of course, you know what I mean? Like, but total tackles, that's if it was that easy, like, everybody would have them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
he's ninth in the NFL. I mean,
yeah, I think he's had a very good year. So, and I think out of a 6th-round pick or wherever he was,
he's undrafted.
Or undrafted.
Undrafted. Yeah, he can't really ask for much more, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, what else can he ask for?
Yeah.
Undrafted guy, 9th in the league in tackling. It's hard.
He probably makes
I'm anti Alex Singleton, and he's not. And Rudy, I love you, but he's not Alex Singleton. You know what I mean? He's an actual competent starting middle linebacker in this league. Alex Singleton should be a special teams guy, run down, be a part of the tackle, get up, let his hair wave all around, yell and scream like he made the play.
I think he is a special teams guy currently.
He is in Denver. Yeah,
in Denver. Yeah, I think
fits
so.
right in. Right in. He's a Denver.
Yeah. Ride him, boys.
Mile high guy.
Yep.
That's right.
Definitely the type of guy that I would assume is eating dinner at the Wilson household, Sundays after games in Denver, Colorado. So it seems like he fits right in with Russ and Sierra. What's going on with that ball?
I don't know. What's just happening? The ref came in and just grabbed the ball. Oh, what's happening?
Fist fight?
I love Dan Campbell, though.
That's my dude.
Yeah.
That is absolutely my guy. Look at him. He's got the.
Watch the ref come in. Like, what is this guy doing?
It looks like he's
what's Russell Douglas doing?
Got the Dan Campbell's rocking the lifeguard nose. Got to put a little cream on that, buddy.
Yeah, he got a red nose for sure.
Yeah, what is Russell Douglas doing right there?
He didn't want them to practice the kick. I kind of like that, but I think that's a penalty. I don't think he can do that. Yeah, okay, that is a penalty.
So you have people like Pete that
what up, Pete?
That agreed to the poll.
What up, Pete?
He is concerned.
I mean, we haven't been sharp, so there's reason for concern, but I still think that we definitely
I like to go for this from
we
the
didn't do anything.
Sorry,
we didn't do it. We didn't do anything today, to really try. We were very vanilla today, and I do expect us to play very well in 2 weeks.
When guys get cute like this, sorry, Wells, I like to go for this from the 15 because that's a personal foul.
It has to be a personal foul.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. You can't do that.
Like
especially when I hope they go for it.
Russell's acting like he's the referee.
Yeah.
Russell's like he put the whistle out. Russell right there. I like it though. I
just like how he's all nonchalant walking in between the guys, be like, "Oh, we're gonna bend down against football."
You better not miss that kick after the fact. I'll tell you that much. But no, I mean, I can see how people are concerned because like before coming into the show, in between, running after Cass, I was trying to think about, like, am I concerned? Because the last 3 weeks it felt weird to me, right? And I think I speak for all of us out there that have watched the Eagles. We didn't really know what to do with our hands the last 3 weeks because we knew we were going to be the 1 seed.
Yeah.
We knew we weren't going to lose 3 straight games. But there's been a little us as fans have taken our foot off the gas, right? Like, I don't want to tackle somebody when the game starts. And 2 weeks from now, I'm going to want to tackle somebody. So knowing how I'm going to wake up that Saturday or Sunday, I got to imagine that these guys as humans too, not saying it's not their job to stay locked in, but you got to have a little complacency too.
No, absolutely.
And it doesn't mean you can turn it. It doesn't mean you can flip the switch, Wells, right? Doesn't mean it.
No, it doesn't.
We're going to find out how you flip your switches, right? Can you flip it quick, or are you a slow? Are you?
I mean, Tommy used to always say it. Check your pulse. Check your pulse.
Well, then it's a good thing we were in a dogfight today, then, right? And the ones had to play all day, right? I thought starting that second half, I thought if Jalen or just the offense in general, I don't want to put it all on Jalen, but if Jalen would have led a touchdown drive, the ones were getting pulled, right? You know what I mean? Like third quarter after the half, if you would have,
well, when it was 13-0, when it was 13-0,
it was like 19 or 16-0.
Yeah, at that point we were.
Like you put a touchdown drive together, or you put it like you go 28-0, 27-0.
Yeah,
then you pull the starters out, or select starters, right? Jalen come sit down, right? Kelsey come sit down, whatever. I think that's kind of what they were waiting for, and it never happened. So they were like, all right, stay there. And then the Giants, of course. The Giants, they're getting paid to play today, too, so they didn't stop, right? Davis Webb, was going to take his only opportunity to ever start a game and try and play well. So,
inadvertent shot to the Webb family there.
Oh, he's never played. I mean, he almost started coaching this year.
Later, Webb.
You know what I mean? So I think they were waiting for that kill shot almost that never came, and then, I guess to your point, Tommy, maybe it was good that the ones had to play the whole game knowing that we're going to sit next week anyway.
Yeah. I agree with Bill a little bit there. I mean, I don't know how close you want it today to be, but I probably do like them guys. I probably do like them guys playing 4 quarters in terms of that. So, would I rather been, maybe you come away with a couple more touchdowns in the red zone besides none? Sure. Like maybe a 2-piece. And they play all 4 quarters. Yeah, I'd probably be feeling a little bit better about today's performance, but I expected today offensively with Jalen Hurts. Like, I thought maybe we would get some more defensive turnovers today with the guy who hasn't playing. It didn't go that way. So my score prediction more came off of great field position. But I thought that he would be a little rusty today, like just not as sharp. Mm-hmm. And that's what he was. And like you said, Greg, he had some good throws. He had some throws he probably wants back. I don't think we protected well at all today. Just, thinking about what I watched earlier, I thought our offensive line was a little shaky. So, I think there's obviously, like any week, there's things to get right.
Jake Elliott looked good.
Yeah, and that's a positive.
Yeah, some big kicks, leg looked good.
And this defense is going to be important come postseason time, right, guys? I mean, this defense, when you come through a cold weather environment, right? When you come through a cold weather environment, this time of year in the NFL, you need you're going to rely a lot on your defense to be elite, to be a top 3 to 5 defense in football, right? I mean, we talked about this all year. When you have those types of defenses, you bring everybody on. You say, "Come on in."
The defense to be great.
Come on
in the playoffs.
Come on in. So that's where now there's a crazy stat. And hold on, let me see if I can pull this up real quick because I had it from earlier today. And it's pretty crazy to think about how much our defense has played with a lead for the people who get upset with me sometimes when I'm critical of our defense at times, right? Eagles defense has been on the field for a total of 1,009 snaps. That was going into today. Of those snaps, they have had the lead in 706 of those snaps. Okay? The defense is very good, but our offense has put us in a good position, obviously, throughout this entire year. So, they played with a lead. It's not their fault. But they played with a lead for a lot of the season. But they're gonna have to be a big part of this come playoff time, obviously. And they've been a big part of it all year, too. Doesn't mean they've done something wrong because they play with the lead. It's just interesting to see how much they played with a lead for.
but it's different when you're playing with the lead and you can just go get the quarterback, right? You know what I mean?
Hence our sack total.
Hence our sack total. No, that's a really interesting stat. I didn't realize that. Oh, Mikey Nerd giving the point to the camera.
Thanks, Don.
Sweets his boy, Mikey Nerd.
Oh, Christ.
Don, yeah, thanks for the 7 seed. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Baker Mayfield sucks, Don. I was with you, buddy. It would have made this game even more exciting. Now they're just
I was hoping for the Rams as well.
Yeah,
they did cover for me. I bet them, but I was hoping they were going to get the dub. Got ourselves a little field goal fest going on here.
Yeah.
Don, you can always be an
Yo,
Eagles fan,
Jameson
brother.
Williams, though, Don. I know I've said this a couple times already, but Jameson Williams has legit speed. That kid's going to be something. He's going to be something.
Oh, yeah.
DG, 71 sacks, the most since the year I was born. The 2022 Eagles. Any other defensive coordinator would have beaten it, though. Would have beaten the record? Yeah, probably DG. Yeah. But make sure you can't say anything wrong about the guy. People get upset. So people get emotional when you talk bad about Jonathan. He even said it himself, that Hassan Reddick would probably have 20 sacks if he didn't drop him in the coverage so much. So, he admitted that
Maybe not dropping the coverage.
His word. But if you watch all 22. But yeah, he said it. Jonathan said it.
Said it himself.
Yep.
John says, was Hurts a little rusty or was he playing conservatively? I thought they managed the hits well. I got no problem with the sneak. Yeah, I think he was just a little off, maybe.
Both.
Yeah, I think both. Yeah, I think both, actually.
Because remember, he hasn't had first team snaps either at practice until Thursday.
Yeah.
I mean, when you don't take reps with your teammates and for 2 weeks, it knocks your timing off a little bit.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, those guys are your boys. You worked out with them all year, but it's not going to make you stink. But it's going to definitely make you a little off, especially when you're playing against a group out there today that's hungry. I mean, everybody on the field today is trying to make a name for themselves, put themselves, on a roster for next year. And their defensive coordinator, to his credit, he's got a big brass set because he'll bring somebody extra every play. So he's not going to take his foot off and let you dictate. And I thought he did a great job of that. Playing with backups today of bringing pressure.
Does Maria Taylor have a NASCAR race tomorrow? What is she wearing? I'm sorry.
Wilson down.
You got me on that one. I wasn't ready for that one.
What is going on, man?
Ooh. I gotta make a pit stop after that one.
Flame retarded. That's stupid.
At least they put Chris Sims next to her, not Jason Garrett, who she towers over.
Any chance that Lamar plays?
Yes.
By the way, you think he's going to?
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean,
what
what we were just
I
saying.
think it's almost guaranteed. Well, I mean, he might not be good.
I know. Listen, I assume he's going to play. I think obviously, even if Lamar is rusty, I would take him over Anthony Brown. But
I think they just heard from T. Huns, right?
But he hasn't taken snaps for 5 weeks. He just going to come and play? I don't know, man. I'll tell you what. I mean, Cincinnati is looking mighty fine.
They obviously just said here it says uncertain about his time, but
yeah, I mean they're going to try to let him play.
Obviously, I think it's the thought process was he'd be back, but to your point, who knows?
Yeah, and I don't think Hundley's hurt, right? Not that I'm not saying.
Yeah, Hundley's hurt. I think. Yeah.
No, I think he is.
No, but I'm saying, he is okay. I thought they were trying to not get him hurt. That's why they were playing.
Oh, maybe I think he's hurt though.
Okay.
I have no. I don't know though. That would be better for you because Huntley can play a little bit. Yeah, he'd keep you in the game.
They've got messed up, dude. I didn't see
Cincinnati's good, man.
Yeah, Cincinnati's good.
Cincinnati's good. Kansas City is extremely happy they got the 1 seed. Just because of the whole, they don't have to play. You don't have to play Cincinnati and Buffalo.
shoulder wrist was what held him out today.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's that bad, unless it's like a dislocated shoulder.
Huh. Well, we thought the shoulder wasn't bad either, and then it turned into, turning a little bit longer than we thought here too. So, who knows? Okay, so Humberto, you guys aren't worried about the lack of routes over the middle of the field. This offense, I feel like, is cutting the field in half too often. The 3rd and goal late in the game in the red zone. I'm just concerned that these guys haven't played much of football together in the last 2 weeks leading up until this week. So I think that's my big concern. I don't think we have a lot to judge that off of the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean?
It was good to see him target Dallas some today. I say that.
Yeah, I don't think Nick's done a good enough job. I don't think Nick's done a good enough job over the last few weeks at all. So
I agree 100% there, Tommy.
Or Shane or whoever, is air quote putting this game plan together. So, and it was no different today for the most part. Like you guys said, we're coming out. We're not really trying to establish the run. I don't know why that's a thing, especially for a team that can run the football to the caliber we can. I know we got shiny toys out there. I know we got guys who have both broken franchise records here in Philadelphia this year. Okay, I know. But you get those guys even more open. You run the ball early on. And if Miles doesn't want to run hard, we saw today, Boston runs the ball hard. And arguably, I think he's our hardest runner for our smallest guy.
I've been saying that for 3 years. I love Boston Scott.
There's all 3 of those guys. Even Kenny. Kenny's run the football hard too. So, all 3 of those guys have shown flashes to be able to do some things. And you have the quarterback who can run. So, allow it to happen a little bit come postseason time. Rely on the defense that has been as good as they have. I know your offense is, arguably, top 3 in football, right, boys? But your defense hasn't been too shabby either. So you can rely on them a little bit. You can get into the field position game a little bit come postseason time. If you're going to walk into the postseason expecting to be the greatest show on turf, right, I find that to be misguided. Right, I find that as a coaching staff to be misguided. You got to go into the postseason. Like, obviously, scoring 30 points would be great, but that recipe of winning every game in the postseason, scoring 34 while somebody scores 31, I don't know if that's ideal. But what I do know is ideal is getting on the field on 3rd downs, running the football, time of possession. I do know those things will show their true colors at the end of games come postseason time. And especially, like you can say, okay, Tom, it wasn't that cold out today. What's it going to be in 2 weeks from now here? We're going to have 30-mile-an-hour winds. We don't know what you're in for. So you got to be able to run the football come postseason time. Not telling you want to run it 70% of the time. Just saying that you got some balance. And today I thought they did, over as the game went on, I thought they ran the ball more. But it needs to come out and establish it a little bit too, like teams do against us.
100%, Tom.
And especially
100%.
when you have an offensive line that's questionable at times. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about how they weren't the greatest at protecting. Jack Driscoll's terrible. Well, why don't you get Jack Driscoll going downhill a little bit first before you set him up to fail? Put a little confidence in his head. We used to talk about, or at least I used to talk about this a lot with Doug when we had a lot of more injuries on the offensive line. And you just want to, because you had Carson back there and you put all the, you put everything into him, which is, fair at that point. But it's that same thought, right? Get the guys going downhill so that they start attacking as opposed to being pass attack first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the playoffs, especially, I feel like this all the time, but definitely in the playoffs even more, is that you win in the trenches. And I think that we have 2 great lines. So that's why I expect us to play very well. But I think you win on the D-line and the O-line. And that's how we should look at it.
Yeah, Grizzly Bears don't like to slap. They like to get on you. They like to maul you. A lot of the Grizzly Bears I know, they like to maul people. You know what I mean? They're not really into slapping. Claws are really, really, really sharp, but they're not into slapping. They get their hands on people. They like to maul you. I get going downhill.
Agreed.
Bill has a question. How excited are you for our game in 2 weeks, seeing that it'll probably going to be the Giants? I honestly believe it's going to be the Giants, and that also might have weighed
so you
in
think
today.
we're going to beat Minnesota, huh?
Giants
Bill?
are going to beat Minnesota?
Oh, you think Giants are going to beat Minnesota? All right. I mean, I think they could.
I don't think that's crazy to think.
It's not crazy at all. I
don't think it's
crazy
crazy.
at all.
I just going on the road. I mean, we talked about Minnesota, right? They might not be great, but they win a lot of one scores.
I mean,
games.
Captain
So do the
Kirk,
Giants.
big old Captain Kirk.
They're like twinsies. They're both pointing at each other like the Spider-Man meme. You know what I mean? They're both two Spider-Mans pointing at each other. Like, I know you.
I think that's
why the Giants love being in the 6th seed. They were like, we're good with losing.
I mean, I think all Giants fans that I read on social were hoping it was Minnesota, and I can't blame them. Not all the teams that
I mean, I don't want San Fran. Yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather see the Giants than Dallas or Tampa Bay for sure.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Absolutely. I was gonna say I would love the Giants to win because I really would rather not have the GOAT come walking in. Honestly,
yeah,
I'd rather not have Tom come walking in.
Yeah.
We know how this plays out.
After beating Dallas.
I've seen this story before.
After a win.
I've seen this one before. Okay,
they just play.
I think everyone knows that the Bucs are going to make a run. We've seen this one before.
Well, they have Dallas's number for whatever reason. So.
Yeah, I expect Tampa to beat Dallas.
Yeah, they just back to that matchup right there. They just played on Christmas Eve, and dude hit a 61-yarder to beat them. So I mean, I expect that to be a dogfight.
Minnesota game, right? Minnesota Giants. Yeah,
61-yarder. So.
I agree too. So I think it should be a great game.
I would love that the Giants come in here.
Oh yeah, would love to see the Giants in 2 weeks. Come on back. Come on back.
You kidding me? You kidding me? I think
you give me the choice of Giants, Bucks, Cowboys. I mean, it's an easy choice. That's a simple one.
Yeah,
give me Giants 8 days a week.
yeah. Not scared of the Cowboys, not scared of the Bucks, but give me.
Would rather see the Giants. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got no time for Brady coming off a wing coming in here come playoff time.
No. See, saw that one last year.
Mike Evans getting hot at the end of the year.
Yeah. Now Dallas after a win, come on in. You know what I mean? We'll end that parade.
Both those games are 3-point lines right now. Vikings -3 and Cowboys -3.
Yeah, we knew that. I knew the Cowboys would.
Yeah, Cowboys had to be favored just because the fucking Tampa's 8-9.
Yeah.
Still a really good defense, though, right?
I still love the Bucks.
Does Tampa get any? I wonder what Tampa gets back up front this week. Are they getting anything back offensive line wise? I know they've dealt with a ton of injuries this year up there. Did they get anything back?
Call Vinny knows. But other than that, I'd have to check out.
I don't know.
I'd have to get our daily injury report from NBC.
Chargers -2 on the road. Buffalo -10 and Cincy -5.5 are the early lines that are out.
Buffalo -10. That's so offensive. Should be fucking -17.
Is Tua gonna play? Is Tua gonna play? He's gonna have one of those big helmets on, like Lord helmet.
Was it Don Beebe? Was it Don Beebe?
No, in honor of Mel Kelso, he goes back to Buffalo with the giant Darth Vader helmet. Spaceballs.
John Olerud.
Spectacular.
John Olerud, great.
John Olerud out there. Look at Johnny Olerud. Yeah, I'm not picking the Niners ever, Don. You know this. So.
Hutch only the fourth.
First off, would love Green Bay. I think that's where Rodgers is from, San Fran, right? Would love little Green Bay going to San Fran. That's a tough game. That's not a walkthrough.
I love this kid.
I'm so Rodgers.
I'm so glad this kid made it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there was a lot of doubters. You know what I mean? It's
what, Aiden Hutchinson?
Yeah, I love the pick. Hometown guy, I love the pick.
Well, they nailed 2 picks in a row in 2 years.
Nine sacks, 3 picks. Only the fourth guy since 1982 to do it. The other 3 guys pretty good.
LT,
that's why they're.
He's not bad.
LT, Richard. Yes.
The reason why they're here is Penei Sewell and Aiden Hutchinson. You know, so their last 2 drafts have been have been air quote home runs.
And then you had Jameson Williams this year.
Yeah.
And I like him
You
too.
got to factor that next year, right? Because he was hurt all year.
And they got 2 first-round picks this year too.
Yes, they do.
They got the Rams.
Yep.
They got the Rams, and that's a pretty.
And guess what? Rams stink.
Looks like he's jumping out of the boat.
McVay can't get out of town quick enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, looks like he's jumping out of the boat. Fucking coward.
Is McVay trying to jump?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is pretty much his last game. He's going with like his wife's family. She's from the war-torn place of all the flags that are running around the place.
What, Ukraine?
Yeah. She's,
That's what. Hold on. He's
right
saying
now, Detroit had the
is
6th,
Ukraine dropping
17th pick.
Is he going to go coach the Ukraine NFL team?
No. There's a lot of turmoil in his life right now.
Yeah.
That's what he dropped.
That's how they do it. You have 5 wins this year.
Well, yeah.
So he might step down, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or he might force them to move on. Yeah, I don't know how that's working out. I don't know.
So I mean, he's going to go somewhere else. Then is what's going to happen.
No, I think he's like done coaching. Like, I think
isn't he like my age?
Yeah, he's like 30.
He's got a TV gig. He's got to have a TV gig lined up. He really does. That's the only thing that makes sense.
All right. Well, answer me this. What 2 picks did the Lions have again?
As of right now, they have
the Rams,
which is the Rams.
Which one is it? Because I keep losing you every time you say 6. Okay. I think every time you went to talk, Will's talked at the same time, so I couldn't.
Yep, that was my fault.
No, it's fine. I just lost
17.
6 and 17.
Accountability.
And as of right now, we have the 10 pick, which is New Orleans.
Get upfield, Lazard.
That's a good time. Oh, that's a hit today.
If we would have beat them, we'd probably be 7 if we would have beat them.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
The old double whammy, that one. The old double fuck you from New Orleans. Gotta love that.
Yeah, Bill. I think if it's the Giants, it's a cakewalk into the NFC title game. Mm-hmm. So, and if it isn't, I fire Nick Sirianni on the spot.
I'm not going to say cakewalk, but I think we should definitely handle the Giants.
Well, let me put it like this: I have no concerns all week. Okay, not a worry in my soul.
I love having the bye though, just because I'm really excited to enjoy football next weekend and not have a worry in my mind. Know that we're playing the following week. Love it.
Yeah, like that a little bit. Now, if I lose it next week to a team like the Giants, if I lose to the Giants,
well, yeah,
I'm going to say it again.
Then we have real issues.
I'm going to say it again. Yeah, I'd probably fire Sirianni.
I mean, listen. Everything's. I don't want to bring this up. But since we're going there, I'll bring it up. It's been a real cute year for Jalen Hurts. You struggle in this playoff game. Mm-hmm.
You're not
all right. Been a great year. Year. You struggle in this playoff game, we might have issues.
Yeah. Mike?
Oh
yeah. Struggling a loss. Struggling to win, I got.
Yeah. No, struggling to win is fine. You struggle when we lose. At home to a team that we're better than. Mm-hmm. And we got issues. Start giving them a Lamar label.
In the game of NFL Monopoly, do not pass go. Do not collect $200, Jalen.
Yes, that would not be good. That's why that cannot happen. We have to win the first game. A lot of talk I don't want to have if that happens.
Don, I absolutely can fire him, Don. I absolutely can do whatever the hell I want, Don, because I'm not writing the checks, so I can just say shit. You know what I mean? I can say all kinds of shit. But no, I mean, I hear you. And he's a guy went to back-to-back playoffs. Good head coaches are hard to find, sure. But I let the better head coach out the door. That's the problem. But it's over. You know what I mean? We got a good one. We do have a good one. But we let a better one out the door. I'll stand by that one. I'll stand by it.
I mean, I would say that.
I know down below doesn't like it. But I stand by it.
Greg cannot wait to rebuttal. Look at him. He's going to throw. He's throwing up in his mouth.
I do have to swallow because I did throw up a little bit in my mouth.
That's what she said.
Holla.
You got a rebuttal for that? Come on. Is he not a better coach?
Dude, is this for real?
6'1",
no
half dozen another. I mean, I think he's in a perfect spot for him where he landed. I really do. He's in a perfect spot.
Let's go, Lions. Let's go, Lions.
Spot.
If you didn't put money on the Lions tonight, you're a jerk off. You're a jerk off. All right? Go on.
I didn't touch the game. No, I do have Lions. And I had the money line.
It's the third quarter. Relax.
I'm talking to Wells because he's been all pretty made up since we came on the show. He's got his fucking cheese hat on. Yeah, freaking cheese hat.
I took Green Bay.
And I took Detroit at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay.
Because I knew no matter what I knew if they were playing for something or not playing for something, they were going to come ready to play, regardless.
Oh, I expected it to be a good game. I thought maybe we put the ball in the fucking end zone.
And they want to ruin. And who wants Green Bay in the playoffs? I don't see a Green Bay. I'd rather do without you.
Oh,
You want the Seahawks? You want old curmudgeon Pete Carroll in?
No, but I'd rather.
Wait, anytime you can play Gino.
I fucking hate Pete Carroll. I'd rather have anybody but Pete Carroll.
If you're a homeowner, you leave the gate open for Gino. I mean, the fucking A-Rod, you got a couple cameras out. Hey, I don't like, who's this guy doing around? I
do like Gino, though. I like Gino.
I'm sure you do.
He took a good pop on the sideline today.
I've had enough of the Packers for a minute. You know what I mean? I've had enough of the frozen tundra for a second. Have a seat. Have a seat, A-Rod. All right, you've had a monster.
Well, they ain't playing no games there.
No, I know, but just have a seat, A-Rod. I'm over the whole Packers.
Apparently, Mr. A-Rod is dating Mallory Edens of the Milwaukee Bucks heir.
Yeah, you would know that too.
I saw
that yesterday.
I mean,
that's a big age gap. That's a big age gap.
You know the age gap between Brady and his girlfriend is?
Yeah.
I mean, Brady's
he's a minority.
She's younger than Brady's.
Brady's
like 21.
Brady's like 25, 20 years.
Yeah, I didn't know A-Rod was chasing the fuzz, but I saw him. I think he was courtside a couple times.
Can't blame him.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get 20 years younger than you. Go soak it in.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, hold on. Who? What happened?
He cut his hair, so she was probably like, "All right, clean your fucking life up, bro."
Yeah.
who was it?
Then she had to meet his parents.
Owner of the Milwaukee Bucks daughter.
Yeah, Rogers is, right? I'm saying, who's A-Rod with?
Yeah.
I thought I meant Alex Rodriguez. I'm all fucked up. Okay.
Good to have you back here.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about two different people for a second.
We know.
Why would we ever talk about A-Rod, the baseball player?
Mind blown. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you saw them I thought you were talking about A-Rod, the baseball player at a basketball.
Yeah, why would we ever talk about him?
All right, relax, Greg, you cocksucker. Fucking Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I would say great pull. That's all I'd say. Great pull. It's the fucking heiress's daughter. Yeah, I can fly around private jets my whole life. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then she has to meet your parents, and it gets awkward.
Wow. Yeah.
What's all right? You don't talk to us, Pat. Don't worry about it.
Funny thing about that is, I hate them. They hate me. Yeah.
All that money, you definitely pull a kingpin. You pull Woody
Harrelson. How can I not ask that?
Woody Harrelson and Kingpin for sure with all that money.
Bill, how can I not ask that question? Doug being better than Nick, he is. Got a Super Bowl ring.
I mean, he's definitely better. He just took a team that was 3-14 to the fucking playoffs.
Look, it's not a shot at Nick. Nick's a very good coach, okay, but Nick hasn't won shit yet. Doug's won playoff games, not just like the 1 year.
He ain't in. He's not in. He's not in.
Be there. Yes, sir.
He's got to be in. Give it to Jamal Williams, though. I'm okay with that. Who is that? Cleve Raymond?
I need Jamal Williams.
He wasn't in?
That's what I'm saying. So he's got to be in, right?
Was this Michigan all over again?
Yeah, right? Seriously.
I want Green Bay throwing the ball, so I'm fine with some scoring.
Christian Watson, please.
I feel like it's in.
I didn't realize Bill was on Team Greg. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. No, but I didn't think Doug's done more.
Well, no, to that point, yes, Doug's done more because he's been a coach.
Yeah, you don't have to like him. I don't know why the laughing emoji. I don't know why that would be. You know what I mean? The guy's done a great job, and just got to Jacksonville. Did a pretty good job, and did a pretty good job here too. So you might not like him.
Yeah, laughing emoji is definitely strange.
Yeah, did a really good job.
Yeah, and Nick, listen, Nick's a very good coach. He's only been coaching for 2 years, has a lot of wins and 2 playoff appearances. So it's not like he's some schmuck. So don't take that as me saying Nick's like some clown here. Make sense, guys? Like I'm not clowning Nick. I'm just saying one guy has the only.
He's got chode tendencies, I'd say, but the players love him and they want to play for him. So
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
And Doug had some quirky tendencies too, and
True.
players loved him too. Hence what happened
like
in
a double reverse inside the 30 last night. Getting cute. I was like, oh
yeah. I had Jamal. I was like, God.
John, I don't think he quit on the Eagles. I think that situation became too much. And we don't have to revisit it, but everything that went down at the end of it all, I think became too much.
Yeah, I'll kill Doug at all times, but yeah, that just situation wasn't right, and that wasn't necessarily his fault. That was a total like cluster F from everybody. Right?
Yeah, the quarterback sucked. The quarterback sucked, and now everybody sees it.
Yeah. I will take that touchdown from Jamal Williams.
Sam Howell pretty good. Sam Howell's better than him. I mean,
yeah, I started Sam Howell today.
Good job by him.
Sam Howell.
In just regular, I did 2 QB league. I'm like, yeah, let's screw some things up. Let me start Sam Howell.
No, he is better than him. He's better than both of those two guys, honestly. And if you're watching it,
the other guy bit his nose off to spite his face. Awesome job, great gesture. But when you're a career backup, you might want to take the nod in week 18. Like he told, I don't know if you heard that. He told Rivera, we're out of it. Go ahead, play Sam Howell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that why they made that change like an hour later?
Who said that?
Heineke said it?
Yeah, he said, he decided to be a nice teammate. But when you're a career backup, you got to take all the opportunities you can get there, Heineke Keg.
Yeah. I probably, probably.
I want my guys to play. I want my guys to want to play football. So I mean, I'm not sure if I'm down with that.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
No, but if they're a smart organization, which they're not, and I'm not crowning Sam Howell, he should be their day one starter next year. Absolutely, because they're not going to be in the range to be able to really get themselves a guy who can come in and start.
Unless they trade up.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're drafting 16.
Yeah, I mean, they could. Everyone thinks that Will Levis is going to go top 10. I don't know. I think this guy's always drop.
I can't wait for the team that drafts Levis and the team that drafts Anthony Richardson from Florida. Both those teams are going to make horrendous picks in the first.
I like Levis more than Richardson. At least he's a big guy with a big arm. But I still don't like Levis a lot.
Deuce.
I don't know. I'm honestly not that big on Bryce Young. I feel like Bryce Young's he's a tiny guy. He's a tiny guy. I'm not sure.
No, I mean CJ Stroud might be the most pro-ready guady in this draft, and I hate to say.
He's a big guy. He's got a big arm.
He showed me a lot.
And he looked really good in that game against.
Probably the most pro-ready is probably the better wording. He's probably the most pro-ready.
If Marvin Harrison Jr. don't get hurt, they win that game.
Now, another thing he has a problem with, though, which is pretty much a status quo for Ohio State guys, is he tends to hold the ball a little too long too. He's a guy who'll grip it for 10 seconds back there. So, there's some of the adjustments Justin Fields is going to have to work through. But that being said, the guy's got a laser. He plays in cold weather, so I think he can go play anywhere. Mm-hmm. And I know he's had great skill position players around him, but he's very good. And last year I wasn't sure. I needed to see another one, and he put together another really good year too. So I think he's legit. And I think – but sorry, Greg, last thing, gun to my head, just because he's bigger, I probably take him over Bryce Young. A year ago, I'm taking Bryce Young over him. Isn't it funny how it can –
yeah.
You know what I mean? From year to year.
I agree with you, Tom.
Hold on. Well, Bryce Young had a very good year this year.
He does. He did it. But
very good year.
Some people think that he's like a second coming. Bryce Young's an easy number one pick. I do not think that way.
I mean, his numbers are not worse than last year. It's just last year he didn't. Bryce Young didn't have as good as skill position guys around him this year as he did the year before. But his TDs, his picks, they're all around the same. So he just didn't have a better year than last year. That's why his stock didn't go up. So it almost hurts him. Like, there's nothing you can go up from a Heisman. Makes sense? Like, how'd he go up? How'd he go up? Man, he got to throw 70 touchdowns? Right? So he's in a lose-lose. His team only lost 2 games. But because it's Bama, sky's falling, right? But in reality, they had a very good year. Another very good year. I think
and he threw pretty well in the bowl game.
I think
Really well.
I think he's another winner type, right? But I don't know if he's better than Stroud pro-wise. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to make some of these decisions up at the top because Stroud's the bigger.
Yeah,
frame,
Stroud
body.
just seems to
Yeah, I
me
mean,
like the
Stroud's
guy that can
6'3",
endure the
Bryce Young,
beating that is the
6',
NFL.
195. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Stroud in Houston tears it up in a closed environment. In a dome setting. I mean, he tore it up in 20 degrees in Ohio. So, I mean, I feel like in the dome setting, I can't believe we're talking draft right now. That's hysterical. But this is how we roll. But in the dome setting, I think a guy like Stroud rips it up. And I don't get into like where guys played either, Greg, like some people do. Like, can the guy play? He's a better pocket passer than Justin Fields ever was at Ohio State. You just watch the two.
And what he did a lot of the year at Ohio State, to your point, he held them.
He had 1,000 weapons at Ohio State too.
Yeah, and he held the ball a lot to get those guys open, right?
But both guys did too, though, right? Right, Sweeps? Like at Bama, and then so it's like both those guys are hard to compare because they like when you're trying to figure out who's got an upper edge on the other guy, they both got tons of guys around them. They both got great head coaches, essentially, right? They win a ton of games, but it's just like, okay, like I think if I'm a cold weather team, I gotta take a guy like I don't know. This was a really hard one because both guys I think are going to be very good pros. I do. I don't think Bryce Young's going to be like a boss.
I just think he has a chance to get hurt. Is what I feel like. I think he's got the goods. He's just tiny. I don't think he's 6 foot. I think they're giving him something.
That's what he's listed as. What you all know is wrong, right?
Yeah, the AI 6'1".
He's 6 foot in Timberlands. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I think with CJ, the reason he held the ball a lot is because he wanted to prove he was a pocket passer, right? And he was a quarterback. He wanted to get away from that Ohio State, like, our guys are just athletes and we can't really.
Yeah, he got ripped. He got ripped for not running enough. Yep.
But in that semifinal game when he needed to, he showed off his legs.
He showed
that's where he really showed me that he took that next level to me. In my mind, I still take Young over him, but he really has.
I think
narrowed that gap. He's narrowed that gap a lot.
In the cliche, in the scouting cliche, I think he made a lot of money last Saturday night. I think he made a lot. Not that he was, whatever he was projecting. I'm just saying, I think he made a lot of money last Saturday night. That's a good Georgia defense, and he made it look easy.
Yeah, if I'm the Houston Texans, it's hard for me not to take him after what I watched last week. It's hard.
And
it's
both
hard.
of them are going to go by 4, right? So you have the Bears 1. If everything holds true.
Well, let me help you, Greg. Let me help you.
Because
for the people on Twitter, let me help you for the people on Twitter. That will hold true. Okay? Because I love how the people on Twitter just want to make up trades. Like, how could Houston win today? Right? And give the Bears number 1 pick. The Bears are Justin Fields. All right. So everybody assuming that they're going to trade that pick automatically because they can get a lot of value for it. It takes 2 to tango, 1. And 2, why would they give up a chance to get another game-changing, franchise-changing player at number 1 like the Bears can get this year? Okay, the Bears get a game changer at 1. You ain't guaranteed a game changer at 10 or 15 or 20, but you have a way better chance at 1 that make that happen, right? When you look at what happened in Jacksonville, right? Okay, they get Lawrence, right? The next year they get 1. They get a guy like Walker, right, boys? And their defense goes up a notch. So listen, I don't know who that guy is, right? I got to look at big boards, right? I got to look at
Anderson or Jalen Carter from Georgia.
Okay, but there's guys out there that change.
Yeah, Will Anderson is definitely.
Will Anderson's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the people out there that want to tell me on Twitter, because I said, like, first off, like, let's be real, this doesn't affect the Texans on what they're doing, winning today. Like, the Bears got 1. If the Bears want to sell out and get a truckload, then fine. They're still going to get 1 or 2 guys. Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud will be a Houston Texan, and you go from there. So Houston did what football teams are supposed to do. Try to win a football game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
okay?
Lovely was fighting for his job.
Now, if that team you're fighting for the number one spot over is looking for a quarterback too, okay, right? Then maybe you try to cough one away, right? But that team is not doesn't have the same needs as you. So if they go and trade out, then they go and trade out, right? But that's easier said than done for the number 1 overall pick because teams have to mortgage a lot, not just like a first and a second. When you got to get up to 1, you got to mortgage a lot to get up to 1.
Who was it?
And anybody disagrees with
Lazard.
that, I think it's a moron. You got to mortgage a lot to get up to 1.
No, you do. Unless you're
And
already
they get
the
their
top
pick
5.
of the draft, Tommy. Like you said, they get their pick of whoever they think is the best player. Bang.
Greg, if you're at 5 and the Chicago Bears know that you're coming up for a quarterback, right? They're going to hold you over to Cole.
Oh, absolutely.
So this isn't as easy as
they're going to want 5. They're going to want their second round, and they're going to want your first round the following year, probably.
I think the Houston Texans have been a terrible organization over the last 5 years, right? But that being said,
revisit what Howie did for Wentz to get up to 2. Revisit that in your head. That's something similar to that. You know what I mean? You got to move. A lot of moving pieces. Yeah.
Two firsts for sure, and probably another second or third.
But listen, we have plenty of time. We have plenty of time to talk about.
Yeah, but where I was going with that is 2 is Houston. They're obviously taking a quarterback, and 4 is Indy. 3 is Arizona. They're probably not. I would think they're not taking a quarterback.
They can't. They signed them.
So whoever doesn't get picked 1, Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, is going to the Cardinals. Most likely Jalen Carter. And then whoever doesn't get picked at 2 is going to 4 at Indy. Both are indoor teams. Think of that, right? You were talking about
indoor. There you go.
Both are indoor teams.
Yeah, that's amazing because I think both guys thrive.
Indy could try to trade up and get a QB, maybe.
But why do they have to?
They're going to get one. They're going to get one of them at 4.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's what you're saying.
They're getting younger Stroud at 4.
Does Houston have one of those retractables? I don't feel like they're. I mean, I know you guys are right. I just doesn't feel like indoors to me. They have one.
No, they just don't watch it enough.
Yeah,
are they retractable? All right,
we just don't watch it enough because nothing's been good down there since the massager left. You know what I mean? Since Massagegate left, nobody's took a peek down there. Sun's been out. Sun's been off. Somebody turned the lights down. They're lying.
Maybe they're beating Kansas City like 24-0 in the playoffs.
Is it still a Lion? Still Lion Stadium?
I think KC took the lead before halftime. I think you're right. I think that's the name.
I think it's still Reliant.
Well, Will Anderson's my favorite to the number 1 overall pick in the draft, though, because he had a track record of a while.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a monster.
How do you a top 5 guy and you play yourself out? I mean,
no, he didn't play himself out.
But anybody would have defensive football.
But anybody with a feel for life would take Will Anderson over Jalen Carter, I think.
Well, yeah, you're going linebacker or edge rusher versus D lineman.
I just think the body works longer than Carter. That's all. I'm not saying Jalen Carter isn't a stud. It's just Will Anderson's done it for I feel like 10 years.
That's why you, as a teammate, that's why you run through a wall, and that's why they kick the shit out of Kansas State because you get the possible 1 and the possible overall 1 and the number 1 and 2 picks decided not to skip a bowl game. It wasn't in a playoff game. Come on, dude. You're spitting fire, man, for those guys. You know what I mean? So I picked those guys. Not only are they talented, I picked those guys just for that reason. Yep, give me those guys on my team. Right? They didn't opt out of shit. And they might be the top 2 picks. Fucking love it.
Well, when did
I like that too, Sweeps. Agreed.
I will say one thing about Jalen today. Because I thought he had one really good, get back to the Eagles real quick. I thought he had one really good ball to Devontae for the touchdown, and Dickerson was downfield, maybe a yard, not touching anybody.
Yeah.
Which I felt was an unnecessary call. And I thought that was the play where I was like, okay, we got a touchdown, good ball, good, great catch. That's what Devontae's done all year. And you're like, okay, that's really all I need to see, right? That touchdown just solidified like an okay day. And that got called back. So, just trying to think back at the game on some of the things that, took place.
I hope the NFL cools on this lineman downfield BS because they're getting really ticky-tack with this. Like, you're right, Tom. He was, borderline downfield. And he wasn't even touching anybody.
Dickerson's been getting screwed. Remember when he pancaked the guy 2 weeks ago and they fucking called a holding? It's like the worst call ever.
Yeah.
That's not a holding. That's an absolute pancake.
Greg, if he's hitting somebody down the field there, I get it. Or having an impact on the play. But there's no impact on that play at all. You know what I mean? Like that touchdown's happening with or without you a foot further down the field than
Yes.
yo, Jalen.
Hello,
Jalen.
I was just telling my friends about you, and what I was telling them was that was a great ball for the touchdown that was called back, right? So forgetting about that play, in reality, you really did get a score in the red zone because I'm counting that because Landon Dickinson wasn't doing anything. He was standing by himself, just like this, touching nobody. Like, come on, like what you saying?
touching hands.
Because in the RPO world, you could call that every freaking play on every team that runs an RPO style. So knock it off. Catch the ball, Jameson. Okay.
I gotta change the channel. Wilson's cheering 10 seconds ahead. Change the channel. I gotta get back here. I gotta figure it out.
I'm sorry.
I gotta get
sorry.
Venture to guess Wills went 2 for 3 in his parlay today. But
I haven't looked.
Yeah, you haven't looked.
Boink.
I really haven't.
Okay, so
Yeah,
how
that's
are we
gotta
feeling?
be a catch.
What's our confidence level heading into the playoffs in terms of like, are we going? What's your confidence level? The Eagles playing in the Super Bowl. What's your confidence level? 1 out of 10. Eagles playing in the Super Bowl.
8.
6.8.
8. Greg's an 8. Oh Jesus Christ!
Well, I got tickets. I need to be high.
All right, well, let's go ahead.
6.8.
6.8. Sweet.
6.8.
Going.
Just going. Not dancing yet. Not dancing.
7 and a hook.
Bastards. All right, Tommy optimistic. 8.5 then.
Let's go.
8.5. Let's root him in. Root him in, Tommy. Okay, so let's take it down.
Oh,
Melissa, would you shut the fuck up?
I'm sorry.
I've had
I'm
enough
sorry.
of you.
I saw the
All
ball come out. I'm sorry.
I've been waiting to make deposits in the DraftKings over the last 2 weeks.
I thought that was the defensive TD about to happen there.
Okay, how about that?
Oh, he was down anyway. Good.
We're just talking about going to the NFC title game now. Just going to the NFC title game. So that's 1 win. What's our confidence level there? Just 1 win.
9.
No matter who we play, you're a 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be slightly less if we play the Bucks, but it's 9. 8.1 if we play the Bucks. 9.
9 and a half. That's another 9.5. You have to.
Yeah,
you have
Greg.
Yeah, you got to win that game.
I mean, I was a 10 then if I was a freaking 8.5 to go to the bowl.
Yeah, you're
9.5. Yeah, I'm a 9.5.
overtime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I could be 9.5 as well. Like you gotta win that game. That game's gotta be won, and I think that we're going to win that game.
Especially when we talk the Giants into existence all week.
Fucking
Okay.
Fucking.
Okay. Are you worried about our defense and our style a little bit heading into the postseason?
Not really. I actually feel like the defense is going to play well.
Okay.
I really do. I think that we're going to get after the QB regardless of who we play, and I like us on. I know we've been saying that Darius hasn't played great recently, and I feel
Hasn't.
he hasn't.
Yeah, just confirm. Kenny Galladay.
Gardner Johnson back. I expect us to get some takeaways. I expect to see more of the secondary we saw in the first half of the year.
Wilson, Kenny Galladay caught a touchdown on Darius Slater.
I know. I saw that. It was a great catch, actually.
How's your month and a half going, Darius?
I know.
It
was a shame. Kenny was only 73 catches short of his bonus. I mean, that's just missed it, bud.
Talk about falling off a cliff.
Yeah,
DeAndre Carter get a catch today. I think
ownership had to sweat that out.
Yeah, he had a couple. Greg had a couple.
Did he? He was 1 catch and a couple of yards away from 2 bonuses. Yeah, I mean, for all of our concerns about the defense, the one thing they have shown that they do is adjust.
Oh, it's a picky.
And so, they usually come out and make adjustments, whether that's second quarter, whether that's second half, and for the most part throughout the season, we've been lights out in the second half. So I'm okay with our defense right now.
Okay, I agree with JD White when he says I don't trust Gannon. I don't necessarily trust him.
Yeah, I hear you.
He is a defensive coordinator of a 14-3 football team, a team that's ranked in the top 5 in every statistical category there is. So I will give him some credit for that for sure.
But the smart guys that I listen to say he's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, and those same smart guys I don't fully obviously agree with. And I think that he has his flaws. He gets complacent at times. There's my concerns. My concerns is his bend but don't break bullshit.
Fair.
When come postseason time, you better be the lion. You understand? Yeah. You better be the lion come postseason time. And that's what I need to make sure. That's what I'm praying he does.
Hands in the face defense.
No way.
Refs are amazing. They're amazing creatures. And you'll tell me, oh, it happened. I mean, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Defense. I mean, the win must be absolutely ridiculous there because the referee looks like he's got makeup on too. What the fuck? On a pick too. I mean, tell me you're not crooked, but tell me you're crooked. Yeah, fucking NFL. I mean,
yeah, it's like the tackling on that return earlier today.
He's not even pushing it up. Oh, there it is. It's still kind of weak.
It was kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie.
Real weak. Derek Walters, what's up, boys? What's up, Derek?
What's up, Derek?
What's up, Derek?
No, but overall, I mean, I think that obviously I'm not too worried about them. But we just gotta be aggressive, right? You just gotta be the lion come playoff time and not sit back on your heels.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I would like to see. I think we're going to win the first game, but I don't want to look ahead. But I mean, listen, I expect us to be playing San Francisco. I mean, you look at them, and I feel like we're in a head-on collision here. And I mean, that's probably going to be a damn good game, and that's the game that we're going to need to show up. I'm looking at the D-line
Against Mr. Irrelevant. I could use a Christian Watson touchdown here.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's an interesting matchup, and you find out how good our offensive line is.
Strength versus strength, right there, Tommy. They like to run. We like to stop. I mean, like.
I think my biggest concern is the quarterback.
They stop the run. We like to run. I mean, whew.
I think my biggest concern on player-wise going into the playoffs is the unknown of Jalen Hurts playoff football. His one time in playoff football, being young, right? And it's not a concern that I don't trust him. It's I don't know enough, right? I don't have that crystal ball in front of me. That body of work isn't there over the years. So, and there's a lot of guys who haven't had it, and they go on. They go to a Super Bowl, right? So it's not like it has to be there. But that's my only concern because of the injury. If the injury never happened, right, and didn't sit out and all those other things in it, right, my concern wouldn't be as much. But just the time off that I don't love at the end of the regular season, right? Feel like he looked a little rusty today from that time off. And now he plays a game today, thank God, 4 quarters, but now he has another week down, another bye week, right? That, yes, I think it's going to get his body 100%, and I'm hoping that outweighs my concerns, knowing that, hey, this guy's body is going to be 110%, and his legs are going to be fresher maybe than guys around him, right, on the defense side of the football, and maybe that can be a benefit to him as a whole.
Yeah.
But I'm still concerned because of the time off, right? And he just hasn't had one opportunity. So, and because guess what? All eyes are always on that guy when it comes postseason time. And that's just the way every franchise is. So, player-wise, he's probably I don't want to say my biggest concern, but like he's it's who I'm watching.
I mean, the spotlight's on him, Tommy. No doubt in that. Spotlight's on him.
Because you can't go 0-2 in your first
it's a different monster.
Right?
Yeah, it's a different monster. And the playoffs are a different monster than the regular season. They just are. Everyone knows it. I expect him to play well, but I tell you what, the worst thing that could happen is him come out a little rusty and whoever we're playing come out hot and we go down. That would be bad. We need to come out and start fast. That's why I want to come out and run the ball, but we need to come out and start fast.
Well, you can't go 0-2.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't go 0-2 when you're looking for a max deal too, right? You know what I mean? Like if you're a Brock Purdy, if you're a mid-level quarterback and just looking for the next contract.
Well, you can. I mean, Kyler did. So.
Well, that's true. Good point.
Yeah. So I mean, not that I agree with it, but you can.
Well, they're Different market. Yeah, of course.
But you can't miss games, Greg. That's the bigger thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you can pay your guys anything you want. You're in this kind of market where you get crucified for it. You know what I mean? Like in Arizona, everybody's where's the desert? Is there a cactus around here? Like, yeah, I mean, fuck you. You know what I mean? But they did it to your point. You know what I mean? But here you get crucified, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I know everybody's is Team Jalen. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
if you're 0-2 in the playoffs,
I expect him to show up. But yeah, I mean, you're right there, Sweeps, 100%. Like it's the biggest game of his life. 2 weeks, biggest game of his life. Facts.
Agree. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think he's going to play well.
I do too.
Like, I think you're going to have Lane back. That's really going to help him. It's going to help this entire offense out. That's a guy that I don't have problems resting because I don't think he's going to get rusty by sitting down. He's just too long. He's just too much of a vet for it. Just like Nagamika and Linval Joseph weren't rusty when they came off the streets to play, right? Because they've been playing football for 40 years. So it's a little different, right? Rust when it comes to aging guys. Right, sometimes that sit down's good for those types of guys. But no, it's gonna be. Listen, it's a big postseason for Nick Sirianni, for Jalen Hurts, and expectations change, and it should be a Super Bowl or bust. But I think I speak for everybody. It's definitely a playoff win or bust. Right, right. It's
at a minimum. At a minimum.
Yeah, because you get one, there's people who can defend an NFC title loss, right? You can't defend. You can't defend a divisional. Sorry.
Yeah, and I said especially if it is against San Fran, who would be winners of 10 in a row at that point, right? I mean, they would come in smoking hot. And I'm not saying we're not, but we're kind of limping in right now. I mean,
you're talking about an elite defense, right? When it's an elite,
really good defense.
Yeah, when it's elite, it's something you can say, okay, hey, guess what? I don't like what happened today at all. I'm pissed off and a lot of things, but guess what? We just got shut down by a better group. But that being said, as elite as they are at defense, right? Keep this in mind, right? Because we might have this conversation. As elite as they are at defense, we're that elite offensively.
Sure.
And we've proven that all year long. Just like they had defensively, we've proven, hey, we're top, 3 or 2 in the league in points? I know we dropped off over the last 3 weeks. But before Jalen went out, we were number 1.
Yes.
We're number 1 in the NFL in points per game. So as elite as they are on that side, we're that elite on our side too. So I can't just, if I get shut down, I can't just be like, well, to my own argument, right? Like, oh, well, they're really good over there.
Yeah.
No, screw that. So are we. So you got to coach better. You got to scheme better. You got to design better, right? Because that's the team that's going to win that football game. Right? You got to run your routes better. You got to have less penalties.
It's a big deal that we will be at home if that game plays. Well, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
especially when they got to travel all the way out east. Of course, that helps. That helps. Just period. That helps. Period. Yeah. But that doesn't mean they don't come in your house and beat the doors off you too. So
no, 100%, 100%.
But you're feeling better, Wells, because we're winners of a football game prior to this, right?
Absolutely.
So now they're winners of 2, but we're feeling a lot better as a fan base, as a team, because we just won a big game, right? We won a playoff game too. So, and the other factor is, I do believe at this time of the year, not getting on flights is a big thing to me. I do. And now maybe not so much because we're a younger team, but something about sleeping in your bed when your body's a little achy at this point of the year, that having to get on a flight is definitely reason why you want the 1 seed.
Oh, there's
right?
no doubt about it.
It absolutely factors in.
Absolutely.
100%.
Lost in that terrible drop was what a throw by A-Rod.
Oh, my God. What a throw. What a throw.
Second down. Cheese and crackers.
Go Jamal Williams.
Yeah, now I need a Williams touchdown. I need a Williams or
I would love a Williams, then a Watson. A little bing.
I just need one, though. I just need one.
Yeah, I was just like one nostril.
The guy I'm chasing is done, and he's done.
I just would like one nostril to work.
Well,
you guys are talking one thing. I just need nostril.
Tom wants a nostril.
There's a nostril.
Greg, I can't check the thing, but I had the most guys left in that. Like the one that's for the whole week. And I have Rodgers, Watson, Lazard, Williams. So they're all the guys that are doing stuff.
The whole slate.
There's a guy
I
behind
went
me.
heavy. I went heavy on this game.
There's a guy behind me that had Lazard because he jumped up ahead once he's got the touchdown.
Go, Jamal.
Our boy Billy channeling his inner Brodo. A lot of questions tonight, Billy. I love you, buddy. You got here.
Yes, that would be correct, Bill. Well, we get whoever is the worst seed, highest
to me.
seed, however you would say it, lowest seed.
Congrats to sweeps. News to me.
Reseeds after the first round, everybody. Reseeds. So if we got the lowest seed, that's definitely
Yeah. So like if the
Definitely
Giants would win,
I mean,
Yeah.
come
well,
on,
unless
Seattle.
the seventh
Let's be real.
seed,
Come on, Seattle.
well, or Green Bay, if the
But
seventh
Green
seed
Bay, nah. I'll take the Giants.
would win, but yeah, I'd rather.
Eagles' possible opponents would be Bucks, Cowboys, Giants, Seahawks, or Packers.
Yeah.
It's the only teams they could play.
Yeah,
so we could see a pack if they go and beat San Fran and San Fran.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so so it's not just so it's to everybody out there. It's not just the three teams we talked about earlier. We're open for business here.
Yeah. Bucks, Cowboys.
we would love it. We would love the San Francisco
Packers,
49ers to lose in the first round. We would
I don't
love
know
it.
if we love that for Green Bay to come to town, because then that means they're winners of a bunch.
Yeah, that's true. And they got a guy that can throw the ball a little bit, but Green Bay don't scare me. I think we run right down Green Bay's throat.
Well, we should. We should. I agree.
Yeah,
with
we don't
you.
get cute. We don't get cute. We don't get cute. And I don't ever put us past getting cute, okay? Because I'm telling you, that we have cute tendencies a lot.
A lot of
We got a
lipstick.
cute coach.
Lot of lipstick and heels here.
Yeah, a lot of cute tendencies.
We got a lot of chapstick on this coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of chappies.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? I'm not here to badmouth a 14-3 coaching staff, right? But I do agree, Wells. Sometimes I feel like Jeffrey Lurie calls the plays. Like, I stand by. I stand by this. I stand by my thoughts on this. Jeffrey Lurie, where are you jumping to?
What is he doing?
DeAndre Swift to try to jump back to Detroit.
He tried a flying knee like it was the fucking.
I like to kick Jair Alexander in the face too.
That's great.
Oh, that's a dick shot.
That was like a Blanca move from Street Fighter.
Oh my!
Thought he was gonna start
Cup
biting
check.
his neck.
Cup check.
That was definitely a cup check.
I love when guys go up in the air and the other guy tries to take their dick off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fans of that. You want to jump up in the air? Hope you're protected. Hope you're protected. You want to try to make a highlight reel out of me?
He's not wearing a cup either. They don't wear cups, thigh pads. They got speed.
Yeah, he's probably thick though. He's
all
probably
about
as thick as this mic. You know what I mean? He's
Oh,
probably-
yeah, it's probably tape inner thigh,
Nice.
inner thigh tape to the inner thigh for sure.
Oh.
So I'd be like,
That
something
thing is
like, I'd be like,
that
oh,
thing in your hand.
Hey, to the after dark.
That thing in your hand is a creep.
Look, Jamal, I talk to you. Oh, God's a little too extra on the mic there. Got me excited.
Yeah.
Leave you guys for a few minutes.
Two.
They're going. I love it. Detroit said, fuck it, we going.
Running the ball.
He's not even kicking it.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
because they're
can't-
going on fourth.
Oh my God, I thought he dropped that.
Blah blah blah. He got
Hold him
it,
to the ball, dude. I felt like he was just going to let it go like he was in college. No, we wouldn't see the Niners, Bill, until the NFC title game. The Niners would get
that we'd see that.
Niners would get whoever the other lowest seed is, the seed lower than the other one. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, whoever we don't play, that's who the Niners get.
I don't know how else we can answer that one.
49ers can get the Vikings and one of those other teams that are lower, like 49ers.
Well, so you're 1-1 right now.
They can get the Vikings.
But lost the parlay.
Oh, what happened?
Who else is
Who-
1-1 right now?
Who
Suns
lost? Greg?
Suns
Suns.
get doored.
They got smoked.
At home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Don.
I figured that there must be like guys not playing and shit.
Go ahead,
It's a
Don.
weird line.
Yeah.
Oklahoma Thunder covered. Suns got beat.
Love the
Clippers.
Thunder.
Clippers are losing, but it's early. I think it's.
Oh, that's not a late hit. I mean, grow up.
Ooh.
Not that
Looked
I
a
know
little
you.
latish to me. Smelled a little latish.
Oh, definitely
All right.
late.
All right,
No,
you know
Sandy.
what number we didn't answer, guys?
One on
What's
Gino.
your level of confidence? Your level of confidence.
Oh, tackle him.
Clippers up 4 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth.
Wow.
Oh,
And they were down 7. Let's see it.
he's
Swift.
hurt.
Swift is down.
He's hurt. Okay, your level of confidence in Broad Street talk. Your level of confidence in our Philadelphia Eagles cutting the whole thing down. Whole shebang. We're in Arizona. We win the whole damn thing. What's your level there?
Oh God, don't do this. I'm in Vegas that weekend. I extended to make sure I was there to watch the game.
Man, that didn't look great. Oh, man, he got hit in the face. And that looked awful.
Whoa.
Did you see that?
Is that okay?
Holy shit.
Oh,
Is that
Javon
okay?
Reed just came in and said, forearm shiver.
That can't be okay.
Forearm shiver. He's a runner.
No, you're a runner or not. You can't do that. You can kill a guy.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to have
shit.
Head
Excessive-
neck area. Come on, dude. Hey, come on. That's not
Oh
okay.
my God!
And they
missed
called a
the
foul.
late hit out of bounds.
They called one there.
Well, they should throw him out of the game for that.
Wow.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, there's certain things that are a bit. What are you crying about, LaFleur? Freaking Frencher.
No, I think he's yelling at the guy on his team to be smart. That's what it seemed like he was.
Mhm.
Oh shit, he got in trouble for pushing the. What is he, an idiot?
I just read his lips. Yeah, he said be smart. Yeah, he definitely. Oh,
What are
shit.
you, a moron?
Oh my God, did he push the trainer?
He pushed the
Was the
fucking
medical staff?
coach or trainer.
Jesus.
He
What is
pushed
this
the
guy
medical
doing?
staff.
Oh my God, get this guy
What is
out
this
of.
guy doing?
Bring out
Quay Walker,
handcuffs.
a piece of shit.
Yeah, bring out handcuffs. He's obviously not stable. He's not stable. Who pushes a fucking medical guy?
Quay Walker does. Quay Walker, piece of shit.
What a scumbag.
After what we just watched.
Somebody else that gave him. Somebody else that came.
But
and
that
gave him
was
a
the flag.
little bump, too.
They hit the DeAndre Swift play on.
Yeah.
Play on.
Why
That was
did
the flag.
the medical guy just tried moving him out of the way? Like it wasn't anything egregious. We gotta go put and get handsy after what we just watched.
Is
Real quick.
explaining what happened. In the
After
head.
what we just
Oh, they're
watched.
throwing him out. They're throwing him out.
Yeah. Quay Walker's
Yeah.
been injected before too.
Yeah.
But after what we just watched, you know,
Yeah.
Monday night from the medical professionals, can we not can we have a little class this week? You think?
And listen, you know that here come the people.
95 gave a little.
The people
bump or two.
Well, the people that are going to be on his side are going to say he put his hands on him first. He's just saying, dude, get away from my guy, man. Let me get in there, dude. That's just. And then 95.
Even saying be smart.
And 95
Why
bucks.
is-
Like,
I mean, you can't push the medical staff. That's pretty much.
Yeah.
I
No,
feel like
forearm-
that's something you shouldn't have to go over with the guys. Hey guys, can't push the medical staff.
No, and a forearm to a guy's face on purpose shouldn't be allowed either. I thought we were trying to get
I
rid of
love
the
a
head.
Jamal Williams TD.
I thought we were trying to get rid of the head.
Did
and
you
neck
see
area.
95 come up behind the guy too? Like
Head and neck area can't just be for a quarterback. It just can't be for specific
You're
things.
real tough guy. Like, what are you going to do, bro? You're 300 pounds, and you can probably snap people's necks with your bare hands, and you want to lean on an old medical staff guy. Knock it off, dude. I know. 95. He's another one, too. He should get fined. I mean, he didn't do anything besides lurking.
come on, Jamal Williams.
He was just lurking. But I would answer Tom.
Jamal.
I would
Answer.
I'll answer Tommy's
Give
question.
him the football.
It's
Why are
not.
you going to run the football, Jared?
Touch. He's in. Where are you at?
Get in there. He definitely.
He had to be in.
Oh my
Yes,
God, he was clear as day in.
He
He was
had
clear
to
as
be
day
in.
in.
What
All right,
is the ref
Can we
doing
get
on the
back to
other
the
side over there?
question? Get back to the
Yes.
question.
I will go first as the resident non-Eagle, and I would take my.
He's way in.
I would take my shrapnel for it as an AFC guy. I would say 6.5. It's no slight to the Eagles. Eagles have been the best team in football. I even agree. I even did admit that. You know what I mean? But I just something about the other three on the other side that I think are better at right now. You know what I mean? And speaking of the Chiefs, Bills, and Bengals, that's all. And that's no disrespect. It doesn't mean the Eagles can't do it. That's where my 6.5 lies. You know.
Yeah, and I'm a 7, so I'm right. Like we're right on the same level as we've gone through this. I didn't do it in the right order. I apologize, but regardless, we still get it. We still talk about it. But yeah, I'm I'm a 7. I agree. Like
you challenging this, Dan? Sorry.
I agree with the teams over there. I don't know how much better Cincinnati is. I won't agree Cincinnati's better than us. Because I don't know about their defense, even though they played well recently.
This guy's crying now. Sorry, Tom. He's
quite crying.
He definitely was upset. He was definitely upset.
He's walking down the huddle. He's walking down like a 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum
And I don't think Quay Walker went to Georgia. Isn't he a Michigan guy? Or am I wrong? Maybe he is a Georgia guy.
No, he's Georgia. He's Georgia.
Is he Georgia? Okay.
Hutchie! Let's go, Jamal.
All right, Wells. What was your Green Bay?
What was Don's question?
My question.
His question. Tom's question.
No, I saw Don say I had a question.
Yeah, Don never asked us anything.
My question.
Don never asked us anything.
I'm getting some weird noises.
Try your phone.
Could be. I'm
confidence in a parade.
5.4.
Ooh, a little pizza review. Okay.
Well, 5.4.
We know poor noise causing.
I'm a little more than a 5.
We know Dave's liquor.
I'm gonna go. I feel like I have to be the highest because I have a ticket saying we're winning it. So I'm going to go 7.5. Because I think, obviously, if we get there, we're obviously playing really good football too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we would probably have to beat at minimum the Vikings or the Niners. You know
I ain't scared of no ghost by that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, okay, who are we playing?
Yeah, it's no shot.
It's like with the Phillies. I mean, think about the Phillies. The Phillies were like, Houston.
Yeah.
I know how good you are. Have you watched us? You know what I mean? And we weren't as good as them, obviously. But we're going to go in there with the confidence like we are when you get that far.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, we played good enough baseball to get here. Or we played good enough football to get here. Why not us?
Hey, we won the first game in the baseball. That's all there is in football.
Yeah, true. We saw that in the Super Bowl in 2017.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said. Yeah, there's no disrespect or anything. It's just a confidence question. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You ain't scared of nobody, and by no means. You know what I mean? Like, I just that's just the way I look at it right now. But it's and that's taking into consideration injuries and stuff. You know what I mean? And but like you said, if then you're gonna have at least 2 games. You're gonna have at least 2 games played before the Super Bowl. So you could absolutely door both of those games and absolutely play tremendous football, flawless
high
football.
Again.
Yeah, flawless football, flying around like champions. All right, and then it's like Tom said, I ain't scared of no ghost.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
You're muted, Tom. Gotcha.
Definitely muted.
I know. Yeah, that's on me. I muted the blow to nose gate. Yeah, I mean, you get that far, you're talking about, okay, one of those 3 teams most likely, over on the AFC side of things. And to be honest with you, when you
Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, right?
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, this if you put a gun to my head, who I'm scared of the most, it's probably in a weird way. Even though they're not as talented, it's probably the Chiefs because that dude's just like Allen's a freak. Mahomes is just out of this world. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like you can't get the guy off the field. You can't get the guy off the field.
It's definitely true. I might favor the Bills though, just because
Bills have a better roster.
Their defense is better.
Yes, Bills have a better roster.
I think they're more complete, right? Whereas the Chiefs, you're right, their offense is explosive, even without.
Yeah, no, you're right, but I think. Sorry, you didn't finish. That's my fault.
No, you're good.
No, I did. Yeah, I agree. Or at least the eyes tell you that. But I think Spags and those guys kind of get a little disrespected. You know what I mean? Chiefs D's pretty. And
Chris
Andy
Jones
Reid's
can play. I'll tell you that. Chris Jones.
I just don't want any parts of Mahomes. I
Andy
don't
Reid's
want any parts of Mahomes. Now, I will tell you this. You can, it's not a conspiracy, but when things like this happen in sports, like what happened on Monday, I could very well see the Bills in the Super Bowl, right? And it'd be a Bills Super Bowl year. So, that I would probably be a little nervous going into that game that, okay, this is do it for DeMar and we're done. You know what I mean? How can I even root for my own team? You know what I mean? How can I not root for DeMar? So I could do without seeing the Bills. Too.
Plus, we also have to play the odds here too, right? Andy's won a game, so he's due to lose a big game somewhere.
I'd love to see
big games. But okay, it's Patrick though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but
Andy, about Andy.
No, I understand, but we've seen Andy blow games himself.
We have. This guy's a different animal.
I would love.
No, you're right. You're right.
This guy ain't 5. This ain't 5 will always love you. You know what I mean?
I would love to see the Bengals.
Oh, I think we can take the Bengals to the shed. I do.
You want to know why I would love to see the Bengals? Because I have a ticket of the Bengals winning the Super Bowl. So either way, it's a good day for Brian if we see the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Well, they're the best matchup for us.
They're winning big money or we're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you take them to the shed, but I think you get it done. You know what I mean?
Oh, I shed.
I like the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow.
Me too.
Love
so let me
Joe
hate the Bengals this year.
Yeah,
okay.
Ton of weapons.
Let me hate the Bengals this year. It's my agenda for preseason. I thought they would have a Super Bowl hangover. They had not. Okay. And I do love me some Joey Cool because he can flat out spin it. And I was out on Jamar Chase after the year off. Proved me wrong. So a lot of things anti-Bengal. You know what I mean? Anti-Bengal Tom. Don't tell Peter. Anti-Bengal Tom. But
he's Carol Baskin. Carol Baskin.
Tommy Baskin.
Tommy Baskin.
Tommy Exotic.
But I do. I mean, listen, the Bills. Like I said, but the Bills are weird. The Bills' offense is more like one-trick pony, but the pony always works. You know what I mean? Like the one-trick pony they're doing always works. It's feed Stephon Diggs the football always works. Right, and Josh Allen, like we talked about.
It's like more like Secretariat, not quite a pony, like Secretariat. But
yeah. Listen, maybe 2 of them. I mean, Allen's arms like 2 Secretariats. It's like 2 Secretariats combined as one with the growth hormone.
That's
with the growth hormone mixed in for the baby. Like so, 2 Secretariats, fuck with the growth hormone in each. Baby's born. Injected with the growth hormone, Josh Allen's arm. That's where his arm is on the level of arms.
It's on the money, and it's 5,000 feet in the air. And
it's 5 degrees.
Flick of the wrist. 5,000 feet in the air, on the money, flick of the wrist.
And it's -5.
50 yards.
You got the wind blowing from Niagara. River, whatever's around. I mean, it's a fucking windy place up there. Like nobody can play like he can play in that. Like we talked about this a million times. He's the perfect fit for a place like Buffalo. I mean, Mahomes can play everywhere too. But those 2 guys, their arm strength is a perfect play for their situations. Oh,
obviously, it just happened today. So what was the final protocol? Pick me, A-Rod.
Yo, career's done in Green Bay, boys. That's a wrap. That is a wrap in Green Bay.
Oh, the game ain't over yet.
Nah, it's tough. There's a lot of time left. They got 3 timeouts.
Okay, let me talk my shit.
Shit, right before that pick, I was on something. Oh, no, I was saying it just happened today. Did the NFL say what their protocol was? Is it neutral site since all 3 of them won? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Yep.
So and India has already declined the opportunity to host it.
Yeah, not enough Percocets offered in that deal.
Yeah, nice guy. Guy.
Yeah, real classy.
I think Vegas came out and said they'll host it. Vegas, why not?
Of course they did. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, the casinos had a part in it. Peekaboo! Is that your ATM
Hurts,
card?
you guys need a spot.
Hey guys, we're done. We're done.
Peekaboo, debit card.
You guys need,
Open
a
stadium.
quarterback while you're here? You need a quarterback?
Guys need comp rooms? We're just handing the rooms out. Oh my God.
Greatest thing I ever heard is that they said Vegas' number one priority is Brady in the offseason. Somebody won't let them know he's 45.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you planning on doing?
Apparently, there's some collusion with Sean Payton and Brady teaming up somewhere together next year.
Well, there's only a few places that can happen.
Vegas, baby,
Vegas.
It's very
They
shocking
wouldn't
'cause
fire him yet. They can't.
Sean's a big rule guy, so it's very shocking. I feel like he never bends the rules. He's never in controversy. Sean. He got suspended a year, didn't he? Or half a year, or whatever it was, years ago. Defensive coordinator or something.
Was that part of Bountygate?
Yes, his defensive coordinator was no good.
Yeah, there was bounties on players' heads. Yes. Yeah. They dabbled in that game for a minute.
I'm kind of okay with that.
My 19 like 90 football in me is okay with it, but then I realized
I might not put that. I might not let that be known publicly.
You just
that
did.
We did that.
But you just did.
No. I'm saying like if we ran that as a team, I might not be letting people know that we did that. But,
yeah, I'd probably keep that hush hush for sure.
Might want to keep that one on the DL.
Is that a regular pen or a medicinal pen? I feel like you've been taking notes all day.
Is that bad?
I feel like it's medicinal. Yeah, it's medicinal.
I keep looking for his clipboard. I'm like, is Will's got a fucking clipboard?
No notes. No notes.
I was right. I knew he always took notes of everything I said.
He dropped it.
Guy takes notes of everything I say. I knew it.
Big notes guy, yeah.
I knew it. I always knew that you took notes of what I say.
The notes are right here.
Yeah.
They didn't want to.
You got to make that catch.
I mean, Dan, I love the aggressiveness, Dan.
But he might have caught that.
Sticking in somebody's belly. Never hit the ground there.
Dude, he might have caught that.
Good luck.
Is that a pick or catch? Is it a pick? Is that guy up his asshole with the pick?
Tommy, don't say that.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Who's got it?
Sweep said, Tommy, don't say that.
I got Lions from 1 o'clock today.
I hear you.
It's got to be a catch, right? Got to be a catch.
I
don't think it hit the ground.
No, he was shitting that out like an Easter egg. That's got to be something.
Yep. No Easter eggs this year. $9 a carton.
Oh, they called it a catch.
Yeah. Never hit the ground.
Never
now
hit
you
the
might
ground.
somebody's belly, Dan. You have timeouts. Make him use the timeouts.
Buckgate.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Lambeau at home and the Detroit Lions take you down. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's the end of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
Just to get in this spot, the Packers been playing well. Crazy. The Lions deserve to be in. I can't believe the fucking Seahawks are in.
Fuck. The Seahawks stink.
I know. That's so. Hey, San Fran's gonna fucking run roughshod through the fucking Seahawks.
The Lions will give San Fran a fight.
Yes, they would.
The Lions will be up.
Oh, hell yeah, they will.
Yeah. They got offensive weapons, and Aaron Glenn's got them playing better on defense, man. After
they will be a playoff team next year with Jared Goff as their quarterback. When they draft the guy at 6.
Jared Goff's been spectacular the second half.
Well, they'll draft the guy. They'll draft the guy to sit one more year under him. Right?
Aaron Glenn, love the dance. Love it, Aaron.
Yeah, I love the dance too.
Love it.
But they'll draft somebody to sit behind him for a year. You know what I mean, Wells?
Yeah.
And
where 95's going. Why don't you go bump into the fucking medical staff again?
Well, I know where he's going. He's going to Cabo. He's on his way to Cabo after that false start or offsides. He's on his way to Cabo.
It's crazy how bad they were in like weeks 2 through 7 because they played the Eagles tough, man. And it's I know it was week 1 and on the road, but they played the Eagles tough, and then they just had like 6 weeks of horse shit, and then they just fucking flipped the switch. It's crazy. You win one of those games, you're in. Hey, Billy Boy, another question. Hey, Billy.
No, Bill, we should have a prayer for 5 seconds of silence for Don because his team should be in. I think we're all semi-Lions toughness fans. So if you like toughness, you like Detroit. And
I'm a huge fan of Detroit.
So Don, I hope for you, babe, you're in next year. I hope for you get a taste of it. But I mean, listen, you're talking about being a 9-8 football team, Don, in year 2 with Dan Campbell. Nobody expected that. You guys in Detroit did it. So, you can only go up from here, and you got 2 more first-round picks next year. So, I mean, you're only going to get better.
Yeah, and anytime you break a Barry Sanders record, congratulations to Jamal Williams. Records are meant to be broken.
Monster.
17 rushing touchdown went past Barry tonight. Wow.
All right, my last question is Jordan Love the starter in Green Bay next year?
Yes.
Hey, I feel
probably
like
not.
Yeah,
he'll find his way to stick around.
Oh yeah, he's not done. I just feel like maybe his time there is done. His
time's definitely done.
Yeah, it's weird cats.
I agree with you.
Where's he
I didn't
going?
think it.
Vegas?
San Fran.
Where's he going? Tampa?
San Fran.
Wow, San Fran. Oof. Oof.
Could you imagine?
Woof.
With those weapons?
Yep. Yikesies.
If I'm any quarterback, that's the place I want to go. Are you kidding me? Their defense and those weapons, and they can always run the ball.
If San Fran's like looking for a QB, if I'm a QB, hey.
I mean, listen, Wilson, I'm 40 and I'm contemplating you need somebody. I mean, I could start getting on the elliptical now. Maybe by this time next year, when camp starts, I'm in decent.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And Kyle can coach me up until an NFC title game or a Super Bowl, and then he'll blow it.
I told you guys earlier. I mean, when you got weapons, I mean, I'm 100, but I'm thinking about riding my bike to Miami, trying out this week. I mean, with all those.
Miami's another option for A-Rod too.
Oh well, it's far away from his girl though.
Yeah, but they got the PJ, the private jet.
You were going to PJ it, you know what I mean? You would PJ, you're flying, you're flying. Guy flies
like a G6.
Guy flies first class one time. Guy flies first class one time, and now he's JTing it. I guess he can only go up from here.
That's a penalty on Detroit.
Real quick, Nick Sirianni mentioned about Jalen Hurts. We didn't feel like there was more risk of injury, but I know he was hurting, and he was hurting bad. But that's the kind of competitor he is. That's the kind of person he is, and the kind of teammate leader he is.
Hurting when?
Today. That he was able to go out and play through it.
His shoulder was hurting bad? Is that
he was a lot more hurt than I think everybody was leading on.
So this isn't good.
Well, no, I think it is good because he was able to play through it, and at least he knows what is. It can't get worse, is what they're saying, right? The injury
can it get better?
This is a setup for when he plays like shit in 2 weeks. I can already see it. Well, the shoulder's been bothering him. Fuck me, dude.
It can get better. Obviously, rest is going to tell you.
You're going to drop this news now.
I know, seriously.
Thank you. Confidence parade.
Fuck, you gonna? What are they pitching the ball right now? Oh my God! What a play call!
He's out. Go!
Get out! Yeah, it's DeAndre. Take that to the 2-minute warning.
I love you, Dan.
Yep.
I love you, man. I love you. Greg, another Google Gate problem. You know what I mean? Every time you search,
that was just on ESPN. Someone said Lovey was out, so I went to ESPN to see.
Every time your eyeball sees something, it becomes an issue. You know what I mean? Every time your eyeballs take a peekaboo, it becomes a problem.
Oh, Pika Greg.
He'll land on his feet. He probably should be, but he'll land on his feet.
He'll land on his feet.
Oh, Pika Greg.
Greg's a land on his feet guy.
Might wobble a little bit.
I meant Lovey. I don't think Greg can land on his feet. Sorry.
Oh, no. I'm a confidence builder, Sweeps. I'm a guy who likes to build up people's confidence.
Greg's my guy.
How far has he fallen to land on his feet?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just talking about a roll. You know what I mean? Just a quick roll.
Definitely not sticking the landing. He's not sticking the landing.
No.
Definitely not sticking the landing.
He'll get up. He might need help. He'll get up.
Definitely need help getting up.
He'll walk
Man
again.
down, man down, man down.
Yep, he'll get up. He'll walk again for sure. But what the hell are we saying? Now I don't know.
Craig Stale again.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, now see, I don't like this now. Now you just throw a wrench in the whole fucking thing.
I get a sprain every day in my shoulder. I throw every day. I don't understand. Like when we talk about that, how much pain is it?
I think it's a little bit of what Wilson was saying. Probably not in Sirianni's mind because he's not looking for that complete out.
When
But
Nick's
he's
jerking somebody off.
He's looking to do the coach speak thing and just trying to set everything up and trying to build the confidence and, and saying, hey, listen, he played through it and all this. You build it up, you make it, you polish it. Yeah, you didn't score any touchdowns today, so you polish that turd up and you make everybody feel good. You know what I mean?
Big jerk off fest. Big jerk off fest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So,
Love a good circle jerk.
In essence, Wilson's right. In essence, it's a little bit of a smoke screen. Caster's a stumble. Caster's a stumbly. You know what I mean?
Ain't no smoke screen. Let me tell you guys right here. Ain't no smoke screen here. You cough up. Get the first game. You don't even get to a title game. You lose the first game at home. I already said it. Nick and Gannon can go to Houston together. I'll go searching again. I'll find somebody.
Nick and Gannon. I mean, first off, I'll tell you straight up. You lose the first game. I'm not talking extension.
Yeah,
no. You better win a playoff game. Before we start talking extension.
Well, if he puts up 45 and it gives up 48, you know what I mean? I can't.
I mean, if we give up 48 at home first playoff game, I might kill myself. So it'll be a whole thing.
Yeah, that would be a whole thing. Yeah, for sure.
A lot of moving parts there. Brian, stay alive.
We're not giving up.
Brian.
We're not giving up 48 at home.
Well, listen, if Jalen plays bad, why are we? But the only reason we're talking,
I expect Jalen to play well. To play well.
The reason we're bringing this up is because he brought up how he's still hurting. So how are we still hurting? How are we still hurting after all this time off? Like, that's what's confusing to me. Are we not being told the severity of this injury? Right? I feel like there's something missing in the severity of this injury, that if you sprain your shoulder and there's no structural damage, and then you tell me how Jalen's a great healer, like he's, you know what I mean? Like he's the next coming of Jesus.
Yeah,
right? He's the next coming of Jesus, right? That's what you're telling me. So how's it not
they're going
like
to go for this.
They were obviously blowing smoke up our ass the last 2 weeks. That's for sure.
Well, what's the whole, Greg?
Detroit's definitely going for this.
He heals faster.
Yeah.
Oh,
he heals faster than you and I. Well, no, he doesn't. If it still hurts.
Sorry, huge play here. Sorry, Greg.
No, you're right. It is a huge play.
No, but you can listen. You can slam me in the ground. My shoulder would feel pretty close to 100%. I think in 3 weeks. Goodness, great. If it's just a sprain and there's no damage, there's no structural damage. So why was it all?
It's a long one. It's a long one.
Yeah.
Why was it all a lie? I feel like they're not telling us something if it still hurts.
Go for it.
Like really bad. Like hurts really bad. Wait.
Yeah,
really
I don't like
bad?
the really bad. The really bad is what gets me there.
Yeah, where'd the really come in at?
They're throwing.
Jesus,
Wilson,
Brian.
you're so early.
Brian. Why are they throwing?
It was a quick spot. It was a quick punt. They quick snapped. They quick snapped me. I tried not to let you know whether they called it or not.
Dan Campbell's the only guy that goes for that. His nuts clank. Would have put him up 7. He didn't give the ball back to A-Rod. Fucking guy. Fucking, Danny Wilson should walk through that door right now because his nuts are in a wheelbarrow as well. Danny Wilson, where you at?
Where's Wheelbarrow Danny?
He's probably high somewhere.
Wheelbarrow back fucking call. Outstanding job, Dan.
He's probably high somewhere, he says.
DJ Charger. DJ Charger.
Okay, JD though. JD, let me ask you a question back, right? Like you're saying he's definitely not 100%.
Money in my drafting labs.
Definitely not 100%. I understand, but really hurting, I have a problem with. I think we actually have a problem with really hurting.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
If it was just a sprain, you made it out there wasn't a severe injury. That's how it was told to us. Like this is the biggest elephant in the room heading into the postseason is the health of him. It is. Like, we know the difference of how good we can be when we're rocking on all cylinders, and how we're not as good without him. Even though people said, oh, it's the system.
Would you like to hear Jalen's words?
Sure. Hopefully better than really hurting.
I feel like coming into this game, I've been really pushing myself beyond measures to try and be available. The risk reward of playing, whatever that was, we did what we had to do. We're the number 1 seed. We're an NFC East champs, and that's the goal we set out to do. Now I can continue to recover and be ready for the playoffs.
So you're going to practice? Like my question is, are you taking first team reps, not this Tuesday, but next Monday at practice? Next Monday at practice, are you taking first team reps?
Yes.
That whole week?
Yes.
Because but my point is, not if you're rehabbing. You're not.
Well, he's rehabbing this week, and I think he's back to normal practice, because you're right, he has to. If you're going to go, you have to have a week's worth of practice.
Yeah, I can't have you in the.
You have to.
You're not a running back. Like, I can't have you in the tent.
Yeah.
All week in practice. Like, you need to be taking first team reps at the quarterback position.
This is amazing.
Oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And I like A-Rod. I've always been an A-Rod guy.
He choked. And I'm not saying he choked, but.
Well, him and LaFleur choke a lot. So
yeah. I mean, he made a couple great balls. That guy's got to make catches on too.
Yeah, I did early on, Tommy, but probably the last handful of years, he's too fucking weird for me. I can't take him. You know what I mean? But
he is a strange cat.
Talent-wise, absolutely. But
he's a stud. Yeah.
Early on, I was absolutely a big fan of him.
You're right. He made some throws tonight that's not on him. But so he's the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, and they had, they lost at home again.
Yeah. I mean, that's the game. It's the game you expect them to have. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, you can punch your ticket. Absolutely.
I think he's done. I think he's done there. Look at him looking around.
Could be.
I feel like he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done. He's had enough. Why play in the cold when you can go to 2 warmer places and play?
Yeah.
At this point of your career, how much better is he?
The way that Randall Cobb's walking with him too, kind of.
Now they're hand in hand. Now they're arm in arm.
How much better is he in Miami in the heat than he is playing up there? That's it.
Oh,
Is
substantially.
And you going to throw to those two? Whatever.
But I don't know. He might not want to go. Oh, he just waved out of the crowd. He might not want to go down and team up with Sweeps' boy, the nerd. He had LaFleur come in, and I know he wasn't fond of LaFleur. They made it work for a little bit, but
if Brady leaves, Tampa got weapons.
Yeah,
exactly. Tampa's another one.
Because Nerd Boy, unless the other dude retires, they ain't giving up on. They ain't giving up on fucking 911 Tua.
There's no way that they don't go.
911.
I hear you, but you have to go. You have to go in. Shorty,
somebody call 911. Tua on the field again.
Shocker. He's made up.
It's a concussion.
Oh my God! Stop.
I can't imagine the Dolphins going in the next year relying on Tua. You know what I mean?
No, I think they're all in on a guy like Rodgers. They've already went out and got weapons. Now they're an attraction. When you go somewhere and throw to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in the heat,
if you get a real quarterback, you got to re-sign Gesicki because they're using him completely wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gesicki is a mismatch if you put him like as
this dude's got a cast on his hand waving bye. Who is that guy? I like him.
Dan Campbell player.
I like him.
That's the guy that got a legal club to the face. No, I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I just don't. I think Nerd Boy's all in. You know what I mean? He's just all in on it. On that.
I don't think anybody in the organization's all in anymore. Sweeps. I think it's too many. You know what I mean? It's too many for you to be all in anymore. Like it's come to the point now. If he can play,
does he play this weekend?
Well, that's a different question. But moving forward, I think it's too many. Like you're always gonna be looking for a backup plan at this point. It's just it's too much. Like they're too talented. They've gone out and spent the money. They have the playmakers to win right this minute.
That's why we go back to draft night. You know what I mean? It's just that was my number one concern. injuries. Didn't even throw the concussion possibility into it. To Wilson's point earlier about being, Bryce Young being little. You know what I mean? Like Tua's tiny too. You know what I mean? So I never
he is.
never really even took that into consideration. It was just, he's got one hip, he's got one ankle, he's got guy's beat up, man. Beat up,
Half a brain.
Yeah, that was no before that. You took that guy in the top. You took that guy.
Well, I got to play right back.
You took that guy at 5. He's made of duct tape, and then now you're adding, 56 concussions. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
We talk about it all the time. He was due from the start, right? As you said, made of duct tape, left-handed, and wasn't really good anyway.
Yeah, small.
The left-handed is just the biggest thing. You can't trust those guys. You can't trust a left-handed quarterback that doesn't have a cannon.
I mean, there's been like two good left-handed quarterbacks of all time. So
and they had cannons.
I'm right with you.
They can throw the football though. Yeah.
I mean, Steve Young,
cannon.
Steve Youngs don't grow on trees.
And Mark Brunell, cannon.
I don't even know that I would consider Mark Brunell. Mark Brunell was all right.
Yeah,
he was all right. He was all right.
He did it for a long time.
Vic was all right. Brunell was all right.
That's
about it.
You're 100% there.
Boomer Esiason.
Boomer. Can't forget Boomer.
Throw a little bit.
As much as he annoys me on CBS, you can't forget Boomer.
Yeah.
I was telling my dad, because obviously the Eagles were on CBS today. I told my dad, I was like, thank God they're always on Fox, because the CBS crew is just hard to listen to. Between Phil Simms, Boomer, Chris, Coach Cowher, Nate Burleson, like they're just terrible. They're just terrible to listen to. I just can't listen to them.
I would have liked Pittsburgh to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, but speaking of that though, Mike Tomlin and his lucky horseshoe up his ass kept his losing season streak alive or winning season streak alive.
Yeah, no, they did their job. They just, I said,
I think that Pickett's played pretty well last couple of weeks.
I couldn't agree with you. I think the two teams.
Surprisingly, I agree. I don't think he's very good either.
I think two teams that deserve to get in, the Lions and the Steelers, were playing good. They just, they stubbed their toe early in the season with a couple bad losses, and they could have created some noise. The Steelers good enough offensively. They don't scare you, but very good on defense. And like Will said, Pickens.
Jamal Williams crying right now, I think. Pretty sure.
Well, yeah, he was crying. He cried to open up Hard Knocks. So
set the record, set the record. What's he up to? I have to rewind that.
Well, it's where he used to play. Obviously, played in Green Bay. So
he probably talking about.
I mean, him and Rodgers talked for a while. Looked like
he did.
But yeah, it's got to be about Barry's record for sure. Tough when he had the thing on mute.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, that's a monster win for Detroit. What were we saying? What were we just talking about, though?
Just talking about the Lions. I thought the Lions and the Steelers both different companies probably deserve to get in and just kind of stub their toe early. A couple bad losses in that early on, and they both finished 9-8 and just missed.
Yeah, and Jets the Jets just can't run the football. Ever since Breece Hall got hurt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they can't run the ball at all. The Jets, terrible. Awful.
And we know they can't throw the football because they don't have a quarterback.
Well, when you can't run the ball, it's tough to throw the leg.
Yeah.
Regardless of who your quarterback is. When everyone's like, yeah, they can't run. They're gonna throw. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you got old man Joe, or you got fucking my young nephew who struggled. Had a rough year to say the least.
Yeah, I'd say so. Didn't live up to the offseason hype.
As soon as Greg got hyped about him, we should have realized his career was over.
It all started in August, for totally different reasons, for non-football reasons.
For non-football related injury. A non-football related injury.
By the way, I love the Jags. I'll tell you, I can mark it right now. Love
That's
the
right.
Jags. You tell me Jags are getting points at home?
Yeah,
love the Jags.
I said when Greg read the lines, I said, "Oh, Jags getting 2 at home? Yeah, sign me up."
Yeah,
right?
sign me up. Yeah, I'll be money lining all over that bad boy. Sign me up. You're telling me Dougie against Brandon Staley?
Bengals already went up to 6.
Saturday night, 8:15. Here we go, boys. Saturday, 4:30.
Here you go.
I told
Saturday,
you. I told you Tom would play Monday night. I told you Tom was playing Monday night.
Seattle.
You knew it.
Seahawks, Niners, 4:30. Chargers, Jacksonville, Saturday night game. Sunday, Dolphins, Bills
Miami,
at 1.
Bills, New York,
I'm off.
Minnesota,
I'm off.
Baltimore, Cincy.
I'm off so I can witness that trashing. Giants, Vikings, 4:30. And then a Sunday night game. Ravens, Bengals at night. And then Will's called it Monday. Cowboys, Bucks.
Yep.
Wow. There it is, boys.
Well, guess what? If the seeds hold true, that means we'll play Sunday. If we end up playing the winner of the Bucks Cowboys game, like the seeds hold true, they won't play them on Saturday because they played Monday. So we would play Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which would be cool. I'd rather play Sunday, I feel like. Actually, I don't care.
Since he's already moved up to -6, they were 5.5 earlier.
I love the Bengals. That's a roll job. I hope Lamar plays. Hasn't played in 5 weeks. Fucking
Here's the interesting one.
Job.
It's only interesting because of the odds, right? So Vikings are -300 at even odds, at +100 odds. That's pretty interesting.
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna probably drop.
No, it's gonna change. Yeah, the Giants are
-2.5.
The Giants are +3 at -120.
Yeah, so that's got 2 and that screams 2.5, 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one.
And that's it. They haven't come out with the lines yet on the other one, the Niners, which I'm sure it's going to be 14.
Yeah, it's going to be high.
12.
It's going to be high.
Maybe 12.
It'll be double digits for sure. And I would assume, what was that? Is Tampa Cowboys are -3?
Mm-hmm. Cowboys -3, yeah, -105.
So that one might be trending more towards a 2.5, 2 as well. Yeah. I think I like Tampa. Oh, I think I like Tampa and I like the Jags.
The anti-teaser, but you take the 9.
Yeah, I'm with you on Tampa. They just have their number. You know, they just have their number for whatever it is. They could be playing shit bags. And plus you hate Dallas.
And fucking Tom. I mean, I just fully expect Tom to go on a run here. This is what they do. Yep. This is what he does. I fully expect him to throw the ball well. He set the completion record.
Yeah, I mean, up until today, I know it didn't matter for them, but up until today, I would have said, Cowboys roll them. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Tough to say that about a Brady team, but Cowboys played everybody today and went in there and fucking took a shit. Do what Cowboys do. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like the Eagles were up 40-0 and they were disengaged. You know what I mean? They got whooped from the beginning. All right. Redskins cancel me. Whooped the shit out of them.
Ron Rivera came out and whipped. That was a whip job, especially because everyone's been saying, well, the Cowboys offense since Dak come back scoring the most points in the league, all that stuff. Well, guess what? They look like shit today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Greg. Robert Quinn had a pulse today, so it was good. It's good sign.
Yeah. Coming back from injury. Yep.
Yeah. Good to have him.
Pulse talk.
But yeah, I think to what you guys were just saying, I think Dallas is in for a dogfight. Their offense hasn't been good enough. They haven't been good enough, period. So, and Tampa has a pedigree of winning. So I know they've had a bad year, but it is what it is. Sometimes it's a new season, right?
And they're at home.
And like I said, can they get good enough offensive line play? I mean, Tampa's defense is really good, but if that goes down there in terms of football over, they're in trouble. They're absolutely in trouble. And he's been a little bit interception prone.
Dallas has 2 things that you don't like. If you're a betting guy, you don't like 2 things for Dallas. Dak's turned the ball over a ton, and they commit the most penalties in the league.
Yep.
2 not good things.
Nope.
If you're a Dallas fan, two great things if you're an Eagle fan.
I don't know if you heard us, Tom. We read the schedule out.
No, I didn't hear that part because my family was dead.
Niners, Seahawks, 4:30 Saturday. Night game, Jags, Chargers. Sunday, 1 o'clock, Dolphins get rolled. 4:30 is the
Giants,
Vikings. Yeah, sorry. 8:15 is the Bengals, Ravens, and then Monday night, Cowboys, Bucks.
Buccaneers. Yeah.
Prime time.
Monday night.
Yep.
Interesting.
So, like I was saying, Tommy, is that if what that means is if the seeds
Is
hold
ours
true,
is
we'll play
our
Sunday
because that isn't
because they're not going to make them go Monday, Saturday. So if the seeds hold true and we play Dallas or Tampa, we'll play Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true. So we're not sure if we're Saturday or Sunday the next round yet.
No.
Oh, okay. So that's fine. No biggie. Be around both days. So whatever day you guys want to dabble with. Prefer a Sunday so we can come to you after the game, but maybe we'll just have to do that on a Saturday. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw a curveball. Maybe it'll have to be a Saturday nighter. Agree, disagree special. Hopefully not the last time we're talking to you.
I was going to say, hopefully it's a celebratory special.
Breaking balls.
But no, I can see Dallas one and done. But no, this is going to be, it's going to be a fun playoff. In terms of everybody, because everybody's beatable, right? And we've seen that from the NFL all year long, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody's beatable any given Sunday. It's a cliche, but it's true, right? It's true. Sometimes cliches are really true. And this one is. Not saying Seattle's going to go and beat the Niners.
That was my point. I would say the two sevens are overmatched. You know what I mean? That's just reality. But like you said, you never know what can happen in football. You know what I mean? But I'd say the Dolphins and the Seahawks don't belong. So that's just me being real. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's the first time they've ever been. Usually they're the first teams out. So yeah.
Now Miami with a Tua. Miami with a Tua maybe saying a better chance, but still not realistic. They win that game.
They're both division rivalry games too, so you're like, hey, maybe they're a little tougher. But I mean, I would expect that both those games are pretty lopsided.
I think the Seattle game.
Buffalo lose in Miami this year.
Yeah, yes, Miami's different though. Everybody loses down there.
And then the game in Buffalo was close in the snow.
Yeah, it was. I think that's a closer game, depending on who's playing quarterback. Right now, I'll give Seattle this nod. At least they had the same quarterback all year, and he's playing. Now, San Fran's defense elite. Could that be a dogfight in a divisional game? Sure, right? Could be a backyard brawl, but I don't expect Seattle to win that game. Any of the other games, like what Sweeps is saying, they're all up for grabs. They're totally up for grabs.
Yeah, it's how the NFL works. That's why the NFL is so good.
Yeah, like the Bills aren't going to lose. The Bills aren't going to lose, but could they? Sure. You know what I mean? Could they?
Same thing with the Bengals. I
feel the same way with the Bengals. Away. Yeah, you're a fumble or two away.
Like, I don't think the Bengals are going to lose, but could they? Maybe.
Yeah, it's
maybe Lamar comes back and plays well, and Baltimore's defense has been playing really well. So I know I love me some Joe Burr, but hey.
All right, we'll touch quickly on this, get to the crumb, and get out of here. But the Phillies trade for Gregory Soto. That news is brought to you by our good friend. So what did I say?
Sosa.
Did I?
Sammy.
Eddie's brother.
Soto. Sorry, Soto. Don't mind me, guys. Soto on that.
You're good.
Appreciate you. And that's brought to you by FanUp. FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NFL contests and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D. You get $50 right at sign up. Download FanUp right on the Apple Store. Gregory Soto is the newest addition to our Philadelphia Phillies and this bullpen. And when you came in the last year, right? When we came in the last year, we had a lot of question marks back there. Okay. Those and it got shored up by the end of the year because we had two guys that we could really count on, right? Well, now those two guys go to 4. And what I'll say is people tell me Kimbrel's done, and that's okay. He might be done as a closer. But if you look at his numbers All right. All his bad outings were against Arizona. Like everybody else, he had like a 2.8. All right. He got crushed against Arizona. So he fits right in Philadelphia because we never play. We never play well against Arizona. So welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. But he's a good guy with it. You can count on in the 7th, the 8th. Right. I'm not telling you he's the same guy he was 8 years ago or 5 years ago, but he's better than what you're rolling out there. Okay. Now you add now Soto to the mix. Okay. Now you have another left-hander, throw smoke. You have 2 lefty options now. Okay. And you have Sir Anthony, who's been lights out. Now the back end of your pen is way more flexible for Rob Thompson, who likes to use leverage and different things. Okay. You don't have to abuse guys. And I think the Phillies learned something from what they just watched in the World Series on how good. Now, this bullpen isn't Houston right now, right? But on how good Houston's pen was in their pitching, right? Now, they know they can swing it. But that bullpen, when they got to that, when that time came for bullpen time, 7, 8, 9, good luck. Because they didn't have the same 3 guys. Now, the 9th they did the same guy. But everywhere else leading up to the 9th, who do you want? Who do you want? Like they had 4 different options, per se, on a given night on who they could roll out at you. And as hitters, that's tough. In series, that's tough, right? Because you're going to see different – you might not see the same guy, right? Where I think Houston saw a lot of – they saw a lot of Alvarado, okay? They saw a lot of Jose. You start seeing a lot of 99, 100. Guess what? At some point, if you're good enough, you might catch up to one, right? And it happened. So when you don't have to see the same guy or not as much, it helps your chances. Just the visual eye of a hitter, right? It helps your chances. So this bullpen's way better. This baseball team is really, really good. And they're even really good without Bryce Harper right this minute. So, like, going into the season without Bryce Harper, they're still extremely good. And they're still going to win a lot of baseball games. And I like that they have not traded or thought about trading yet a guy like Rhys Hoskins, and they've been able to do these moves and keep 35 home runs. Like, and a guy that's loved in the clubhouse and is considered one of our leaders. Yeah, I think we got rid of a guy that was considered one of our leaders in Gene to a point too. But you do that all day for Trey Turner, right? So no worries. But I don't want to get rid of another locker room staple that's well documented, a guy like Rhys Hoskins. So I'm glad they've been able to do this without moving Rhys. Especially in a contract year too, right? How many we look across all leagues at what guys do in contract years, So why not hold on to it? And I'm not the biggest Rhys guy, but it makes sense, right? It makes sense to hold on to him, at minimum for this year, right? Exactly. Whether you sign into a long-term extension, that's obviously down the road, right? But you settle, as you said, Tommy, 30 home runs doesn't grow on trees. As much as I potentially don't like him, right? You know what I mean? I get it. It makes sense. I love this deal. You now have 2 lefties, 2 righties that have closing experience in your bullpen. You don't have to overload everybody, right? And then you still have Strahm, who we got from Boston, and you have guys who threw really well at the end of the year in Brogdon and Bellotti too back there. Yeah. So you're right, Tommy. You're building up to having a really strong bullpen, which I think is going to help, especially early on when you look at how much Wheeler and Nola and Ranger threw last year, right? Yeah. And trying to keep those guys limited early.
And Nick Nelson had his spots too. Nick
Nelson threw well too. Yeah,
that's too. So you're looking at 2, 4, 6. You got about 8 guys in there. If you don't make any moves now, you know what I mean. Now
think about this. You hit too, right? You didn't lose. You actually gained stuff hitting. So through all the additions that I thought we've done in our staff, right, in our bullpen, we also got a guy like Trey Turner, right? So through all this, we got better offensively, and we're without Bryce Harper for 2 or 3 months, right? And I still think we're that talented offensively. And we added another starter too, didn't we? Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Taijuan Walker.
Yeah. So I know I was drawing a blank. I was about to go look up.
And he had a very good year for the Mets last year.
Well, and when you're a fourth, there's a lot less pressure too. So things factor in. Like, you're not coming here to have to be the 2. You're coming here to be the 4. And this. Guys are going to get banged up through the year. So you need 4 guys deep, right? And you're gonna need a young puppy to come on. You're gonna need an Andrew Painter like that come out of nowhere and help you out throughout this season. That's a guarantee. So, I don't know what else more they could have done. I think this was an A+ home run, 2 in a row, all season home runs.
Yeah,
and I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done.
And listen, it allows a guy that had a small sample size to probably, with the injury to Bryce, a guy like Derek Hall now gets a chance to DH and play until Harper comes back. You know what I mean? Where if you have Verling and Maton, they were gonna mix in there. You know what I mean? I don't know why people were up in arms. They're just utility.
They're pipeline guys.
We tried to tell people they're just utility guys. Nice little players. I don't understand. So you got a chance to add an all-star in your bullpen. And then get a homegrown guy that had a small sample size that showed you he can lose a baseball. All right, that gets a chance now to play to do something for 2 months until Harper comes back.
Yeah, like not a splashy move, Tommy, but I think you're going to go out. You're going to see them go out and get one of these veteran corner outfielders.
Yeah, of course.
Like AJ Pollock was a name, but he just got signed up.
I got a name for you.
David Peralta, maybe bring back Kutch.
I was going to say that. That's a name
Kutch.
For you. Andrew McCutchen on a 1-year deal. Would you go Andrew McCutchen on a 1-year deal, guys?
Absolutely.
I'll take Kutch back.
For a 1-year deal? I would take him back for a 1-year deal.
As
to
your
play
4th,
left.
5th outfielder?
Yeah, to play left. Play a little left.
DH Schwartz or combo Schwartz and Derek Hall is a great name.
And he understands his role. You know what I mean? Like, hey, listen, Kutch bringing you back to be part of something special. You're not a starter anymore. You know what I mean? And that's, unless you want to DH Schwarber. I was throwing Derek Hall out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's even better.
He's going to get some time.
Well, I would even like it more, though, if you didn't have to go to Derek Hall route and you could go get a veteran outfielder and get Schwarber and Castellanos off their feet more and more throughout the early part of the year.
Yeah,
I think JT's another huge guy that you're going to have to DH.
Well, he won't come out, though. There's the difference. He's an animal. He's a bulldog.
No, I know, but I think they almost have to force him out, right?
I think you got to protect him against himself a little bit, too.
Agreed.
Even though he got scorching hot. He got scorching hot in the dog days. But
he did.
I think you got to protect him as he gets older.
He ran out of gas in that World Series.
Well, yeah. I mean, he doesn't get a breather. And Garrett Stubbs proved that he can play. So it's not like he's not JT. But dude, you can take a day off every 4th day. Or just DH.
Yeah.
Just DH. Because a guy like Castellanos, if he's going through it a little bit, give him a day down.
Well, what's nice is that we have the flexibility of the DH because we didn't really have it all last year because Harper had the DH.
Well, we're not going to have it this year either once he comes back.
Yeah, but actually, maybe by the playoffs, if we're still going, maybe by the playoffs, he might be able to throw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If we're still going, I hope we're still going by the playoffs.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah, and I'm just saying, guy showed you can lose a baseball. I think he had less than 150 at bats, and he had 9 homers. That's Nicky had 13 and 500 something at bats. You know what I mean? So wasn't anointing the guy, but the guy could give you 30 maybe if he got an opportunity. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's a big moose knock, right? So, and this ballpark, you can lose baseball. Listen, this is a lineup that can do a lot of everything. But the more additions you can have of guys just pop, 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 the better. Especially
I'm not a Derek Hall guy, but I have nothing against the guy.
Yeah. I'm not Mr. Derek Hall, but it depends on what else you could like Greg's saying. What's the other outfitter you maybe could bring in that sort of takes the place of that, right? Where maybe that guy plays a little more left and right, and Nicky and Schwartz do more to DHing, or like we just talked about, JT does DHs twice a week, right? Let Stubbs play early on in the year. Let Stubbs play early on in the year. JT doesn't need to play 6 days a week behind the plate or 7 days a week in April and May. News for you, Phillies. I'm not an analytical or a fucking dry jock, but I'll tell you one thing though is the less if I don't got to catch him 4 days behind the plate early on in the year, he's going to be fresher. That's only common sense. And Garrett Stubbs is a guy who stinks. He's proven he can lose a baseball. He came up big this year at times. So. That's another guy. Let him play a little bit. You had the DH for a reason, and I think you need to use it until Harper's back, and use it for JT, and Schwarber more than any two. Those two guys need to get off their feet, right? Or maybe Reese gets a day and you get creative and let JT play first. There's ways you can do it. But I prefer JT to have a seat in the dugout. But you guys know what I mean, though. They got to do some of that this year. They have to.
Absolutely.
Sure. We need
when he comes back, he's tied up.
Yeah.
He's going to be a speed demon on the bases with the new rules. Schwarber. I mean, we need his legs healthy.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you need it for another 40 plus.
Yeah, like I said, it'd be curious. There's some, you got some options, and it's a lot of different moving parts and a lot of choices for Robbie Thompson. So
don't fuck it up, Rob.
I mean, we should feel pretty good, Rob.
Like I said, I'm curious to see what happens. Without Harper in there, that's like you said, not to beat a dead horse, you know what I mean? But and I'm not a nerd guy either, but Hall is the slugging percentage. If you're a big slugging percentage guy, he's the highest of the returners without Harp. You know what I mean? Without Harp, he slugged.
Oh, I give him an opportunity for sure. I give him an opportunity. I would just have another righty somewhere. Maybe that's the only other addition. But guess what? I mean, listen. Schultz is back on this roster, right? So, there's going to be days where Alec probably gets a breather and DHs or doesn't play, right? So, I like having him back. So, everybody was worried about utility infielder Nick fucking Maton. I like Nick, okay? But Sosa's better than Nick Maton, all right? With no disrespect to Nick. And when you're in win now mode, Sosa brings both to the table. Not that Nick doesn't, but so, you know what I mean? He's had some big hits in the postseason, right? Like he's had some big plays for us. So, I like that utility guy. It's there in house, right? We don't have to go searching for one in the infield. You're more searching for, and Clemens is going to be probably up on the big league as another utility guy too for you. And then he stinks, but whatever. As a fourth, as your
he's
second,
got a little pop.
Yeah, but as your second utility guy, what does it matter?
Guthrie is another guy without making a move. Is another
Guthrie.
Yeah, is another utility guy that they're talking about. Is another the final bench piece without making a move.
Yeah. Which I could see that being, because I thought he had some good at bats for him. I think they like him a little bit. Now can he play some meaningful games? In left or right. I mean, I know he's a younger guy, so you get some fresher legs. Whatever they want to do. It doesn't have to be a guy like McCutcheon, because I don't think he brings you anything defensively anymore. But he'll probably bring you more than Schwarber, right?
Yeah.
In left. But I would prefer somebody like a little younger. But guess what? You're not going to do that in free agency. You're going to do that in house. So you got to hope Guthrie's a guy who can be that extra outfielder.
Yeah, because your next guys are going to be your guys that are already in the minors, like that Johan Rojas or Jalen Ortiz, and you're probably not bringing them up not to play every day, right?
No, it's just like Sosa. Like, you can go out and get that kind of guy.
Exactly.
Like, you can go out and get that guy, 2.5 months into the season.
Someone gets hurt, and these guys can come up to play extended time. Completely different story, right? You get to see a little higher sample size to see what happens. But, they're not coming up to sit. You're going to want them playing every day.
Yeah, by the way, this is a crazy good division. Really? I mean, we're in a goddamn gauntlet over here. Yep. So as good as we are, the reason I'm not running around saying like 90, 98 wins is because of who we got to play all the time. Mm-hmm. Even Miami got better. Like, what I mean? You already got Sandy, even though we own them. All right, but you already got Sandy. I think the addition of Gene's good for a team like that. So they're not going to be any good, but they're always tough, right? They're always tough, and he just fits into their style of hitting, right? They just grind singles on you all day. So that's who they are. Yeah. I mean, they don't have a lot of hitting, but they still don't. But this division's really tough. The Mets are really good.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with Gene, because they already have Jazz. So I wonder if they move Jazz over to short. I don't know. I don't know if Jazz can play short, and I know Gene's too old to play short at this time. But I guess you'd probably rather have Jazz there than John Birdie or Miggy Rojas, even though Miggy Rojas destroys us.
I hope he's gone, because he can't hit anyone. He had like 190 this year.
I heard some Gene maybe a third.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I heard
what
Mickey
they would have.
Rojas hit like 190.
Brian
Greg, I
Anderson
think he hit
there.
400 against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You're right though. It's gonna be interesting. But Jazz, the guy.
Garrett Cooper, maybe a little third.
Garrett
for them?
Cooper, a little third. Yeah, I think
Jazz is
Harvey
absolutely a
Short
guy who
there.
can play short though, Greg. To your point.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would think he would want to be a shortstop, probably get paid more. So
Yeah,
he seems like he would want to get paid more.
he needs more chains.
Yeah, yeah. But they're a tough club. They got the pitching, you know that. So, and they got a good manager. So they're tough. They're better.
We got some line.
I'm sure they have
movement
other
here,
young guys coming up that we don't know about too. I'm sure there's like somebody else that we're not even thinking of like in their pipeline.
The young pitcher that pitched this year, I like a lot. Not Sandy, the other one.
Yeah, the other one. Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have another guy. I'm sure there's somebody else coming that we don't even know
Oh,
about.
you talking about Pablo Lopez?
No,
Yeah.
no, not Pablo.
Oh, no,
he might be gone. Like, he's available. They're saying, right?
Who do they have in their
It was
pipeline?
the Ramirez maybe, or I can't think of his name.
Who do they have in the field
but
coming
yeah.
up? I'm sure they
I
have
like
somebody in the field coming up that's a stud. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
They should. You would think.
Yeah, I'm just assuming. But we're talking about them too much when we should be talking about the Braves because the Braves are the team to beat with us. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's us Braves. And
I'll tell you
right
what.
there
I
it's
think the
Mets.
Braves made a big error with letting Dansby get away. I think that's a big error by the Braves, and I'm
forgot
here
about
for
that.
it. I love that. I love it.
I forgot about that. That is a big error, but they're still loaded.
Oh yeah, they're very good.
But Dansby always killed us, so that's a huge loss for them.
Yeah, I can't believe they let
Yeah.
Dansby walk. I'm really shocked by that.
Cubs made some low level, not Dansby, but made some like low level, like sneaky moves, like Dansby.
Especially if they
Bellinger-
pan out.
Yeah, Bellinger figures it out. Like they got some things that.
Bellinger in 1 year is a steal.
That's
Yeah,
what I was thinking. It made me think of, is Profar still out there? There's another Swiss Army
There
knife. You know?
is.
I like
He's probably
Profar.
going to want to start.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like I said, I was just
love the name though. Sweet.
I
I
was just
love the
throwing
name.
I was just throwing Hall in the DH spot, just because of what the Phillies had right now. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you so far, he could start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
I just thought Jarrett's
Profar's great against. He's great against
another
lefties.
guy, he plays left. Come on, man, that's huge.
Profar's really good against lefties, and that's great because we're obviously going to have Bryce and Schwarber in our lineup almost all the time. So going to face a lot of lefties.
But hold on, you don't want Marsh in your lineup versus lefties anyway. A lot of times.
Yeah, no, you don't.
So you can always put Profar in center. I mean, he's a guy who could go get it. You know what I mean?
And he is very good. He's much better against lefties for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, there's your way out of the Veerling sting of not having him versus lefties. I know it's a tough one because he hit a homer versus Hader, which was awesome. But like I like Matt, but let's calm down. Like,
I'll send you clips of the Kia Auto Insurance.
Love Matt.
commercial, all you want.
Both those guys are awesome kids, right? They're awesome kids.
Oh yeah.
I like them both, but like, let's calm down. You know, we have
Gave
no
up nothing to get an all-star.
we have no pipeline to begin with, so we don't have to worry about giving up a pipeline.
Yeah, we literally had the two hardest throwing lefties in baseball.
Yep.
We just do. I think they accounted for like 90% of the 100 mile an hour pitches last year.
88, I thought it was.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not,
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot.
Brian, Edward Cabrera or Jesus Luzardo?
Oh, Edward Cabrera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stud. I like Luzardo a little bit too. He came from Oakland. But
Yeah,
Edward Cabrera.
they're dangerous. They are the biggest sleeper in the group because you know how baseball is, right? If they get a couple of those other arms to really pan themselves out,
And one of their best minors arms is getting TJ. Is that Max Meyer?
Yeah,
well, who do they have
Meyer.
hitting coming up? They got to have somebody like that can swing it coming up. I feel like they haven't had anybody besides Jazz, who
Yeah, let me see there.
Yeah, well, Jazz is because they traded Gallen.
Yeah.
They got Jazz from Arizona for Gallen.
Mhm. Yes, they did.
Yeah, they weren't ready for Gallen right now because they're not in no room to.
I mean, he was pitching
Top,
well
top
for
30. Their top two are pitchers. Their top number 3 is a third base outfielder. He's only an A.
Yeah.
The closest guy that they have is MLB is Jordan Groshans. He's a shortstop third baseman.
Yeah, he'll stink.
Basically, the Cardinals made a bad trade.
Xavier Edwards is an infielder. They have him marked as major league.
Sweep's supposed to try to climb out that window when you said that.
Well, I mean, he knows the trade. I don't even got to bring it up. that great outfield Marcell Ozuna.
The Cardinal way. The one thing they try to do. Everything else is homegrown. They don't make any fucking moves, and that was the one move they fucking blew their dick off. Pull a Plaxico burst and blew your dick off. Right? You got fucking Zach Gallen and Alcantara. Nice staff. Good.
They traded both of them for Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably win that series versus us.
Yeah. Might have won the series at the end of the season too.
Yeah, I mean Sandy never beats us, but everybody else, but Gowan would. But Sandy never beats us for some reason. Like we had Sandy's number this year, late in games. Like we would get.
I was gonna say it would be 2-1. It'd be 2-1.
Yep. Sandy's dealing to the 7th, and I feel like Gene had a lot of hits off him, and so did Mayton. Both gone. Both gone.
Bring him back.
For that weekend series. But no, can't wait. Plan on getting down there. To check out a game or two. Low HUD tailgate. It's exciting time. It's exciting time for Phillies baseball. And we're here for it. We sat for 10 years, pretty much at the beginning of A2D. Well, since the beginning of A2D, and have had bad baseball teams up until this year. So it's great to be able to have baseball back. And
exciting times.
Yeah, we're acting like a big market again. So it's good to be here.
Before we hop into our crumbs, there is some line movement going on with the NFL games. So the Niners opened up at -9.5. It's already at 10.
It's a lot.
Chargers are already -1, so that's gone down 1.5 already.
Yeah, people loving that they're like Jags for 2.
Bills already up -10.5, and the Cincy line keeps growing at -6.5.
Grower, not a shower.
People trying to go on that Cincy before it's 7.
Before it's a tutty, yeah. So the Seahawks Niners opened at 9.5. Like I said, it's already at 10.
Yeah, give me Seahawks.
There he goes.
About that one. You want to do just a personal bet on that one?
Or? I'll take the 10.
I'll give you 10.
For how much?
You can have 10.
How much?
Whatever you'd like. Your choice.
You name it. You're so quick.
I'm just saying. You can do whatever you want. 25, 50, whatever you want.
You want to parlay so I know you lose?
Oh, shit.
I've still got money in my account. I haven't added. So.
All right, we'll do. How much did you say? What was the most you said?
I said whatever you want. 25, 50, 75, 100. I don't care.
We'll go 100?
That's fine.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Wow, the 49er hate.
I just feel like I was chewing
Seriously,
so
I
much.
can't believe you're about to put 100 on Geno Smith. I can't believe this.
I know. I can't. I was chewing so much on like Pete Carroll right there. I was like Pete Carroll. No, I'll go 25. I'll go.
Okay. back that one up real quick, didn't you?
Wilson's like, oh, no truck's coming in. Another truck's backing in.
Blew a bubble right in his own face.
No load note.
Tom was like, wait, hold on. Geno Smith? Oh, yeah, 25. 25.
What's the most you said? 100? Sure, we'll do 25.
Can I get a marker? Can I get a marker for 25?
That's fine. 25. That's the first game, too.
Yeah. All right. Crumbs?
Yeah. Yeah. Crumbs.
Man, where do I start? It's going to be Sean Spielman.
Oh, shit.
Love it.
It's going to be Sean.
Love it.
It's going to be Sean. Because you know what, Sean? What I've noticed here is you can
Popcorn.
You're always hunting for the 1% of the fan base's stupidity, and you're trying to pin that on us, right? When you're 3 for 4 Philly, you're 3 for 4 Philly. So why would you clown Eagles fans? They're the same fan base that your fans that are your buddies for the other 3 sports, okay? Because we're 4 for 4 around here. So you want to clown the Eagles fan base when it's really your fan base in a weird ass backwards way, because for somehow you got off the reservation, became a Giants fan. some fucking how, which is fine.
Weren't raised properly.
So
Continue.
stop using and then today, because somebody said vanilla offense, which it was a little vanilla-ish. You're like, oh, you're just making excuses. Okay, sure. It wasn't a great game, right? But you're becoming too much, right? You're looking for. You were saying that we were excited because you guys weren't playing your starters. We beat you 48-22 the last time you played your starters. Okay, so nobody around here was the least bit nervous or having big time conversations
in New York
playing your starters. In New York. So I love you. I love you like a brother. All right, but you're the crumb this week because you can't attack Eagles fans that are the same goddamn fans that you're fans of of the other three teams you like. And then when the Phillies do something good, you're kumbaya on us.
It's that Spider-Man thing again, Tommy.
Yeah, it's and then the Phillies get Soto, and you're giving guys hand jobs. You can't have it both ways, Sean. You can't. And then so somebody in the group, okay, put him on give him a little breather, a little timeout. Because he probably said something that went against the rules, right? So Sean, the reason he's more of the crumb this week is he's got to screenshot that and always take it to his social. Well, Sean, you're screenshotting my company's name, though, right? That can come into an inbox, right? We can inbox it, but for some people, they got to put their whole world out there, right? Every little thing that happens, they got to let everybody know, all right? Stop being a jackass in the group and trying to troll everybody and be a normal human being for 5 seconds. And don't say stuff that gets you put on timeout.
I mean, that's what he does, though. I'm sure
he does it on purpose.
I'm sure his son went, 4 for 7 in the Winter League today. 2 doubles.
I love him.
Almost stretched one to a triple.
He's an idiot right now, and he's the crumb. So go ahead. There's my crumb. That came off the cuff. They had no idea where I was going, and then I went with him.
I liked it.
No, listen.
Please, and Spells, please go win a game in Minnesota. Please come on back.
We're equal opportunity. We're equal opportunity. Okay, we're equal opportunity crumbs. You could be over for Thanksgiving dinner, and the next day be hit with a crumb. So
absolutely,
everybody's open. Everybody's open for business.
Fucking A. Fucking A.
Yeah, I'm done because I want to go to bed. So who's up?
Yeah, I'll go. Okay. Go.
No, you got it. We won't
I was just gonna go with I couldn't really come off the top of my head with one, so I'm gonna go with the dude that we just saw for Green Bay, Quay. What's his name? Quay Walker, pushing the fucking training staff, dude. Come on, dude. After the week that we've had, like Tommy said when it happened, we with the training people, and then you're out there pushing the training staff. God, come on, wait, what's wrong with you? Crumb of the week.
Yeah, great one. Well, sorry, great one. Sorry, I'm flying in.
Yeah, I was gonna have a little combination of the NFL as well, and he would have been in there. So good job. I'm glad you got to go first. Hey, I ace before beauty.
So somehow I'm younger and uglier. I'm now older and uglier now. This is great.
I'll stay in the NFL with a combination. Like I said, just a combination of a couple different stops. Obviously, we'll stay in Green Bay with a chance to get in. Kudos to Dan Campbell and the fighting Dan Campbell's, but that's a terrible effort by the Packers. You know what I mean? And like I said, whenever you say that, it's not to slight the other team. It's just you got a home game. It's 28 degrees. You're playing the Dome team. I know they're from Detroit, but you know what I mean. And and you come up with that kind of performance. It was just like you said, a field goal. Couldn't punch in touchdowns, and you're playing for your playoff lives after you've been playing better. You crept back in at the last month, and then you get that kind of performance in a primetime game. Just absolutely crummish. And then Brandon Staley can always get it because he's a fucking piece of shit. But they're locked into the 5 seed. He's playing guys all the way to the buzzer. He's that guy that's trying so hard. You know what I mean? I don't mind you
just time out.
I'm not saying you can't play guys a little bit, but you don't have a bye next week. You're going down to Jacksonville. So you want to play guys for a quarter or even a half. What are you doing, dude? You're just, the guy thinks he reinvents the game. He never he's just a hammer to me. I can't stand Brandon Staley.
I'm right with you. That's why I can't wait to bet money on the Jags.
Yeah.
Right with you guys. Right with you.
Hate
Two.
Brandon Staley.
Great crumbs. Great crumbs. Wells, I mean, another great. That was a phenomenal one, though.
Yeah.
All right, another off the cuff. We've had a lot of off the cuffs. Three off the cuff crumbs. You know, an A2D to start it off. Greg, are you off the cuff, or have you had something boiling for a while?
I have something. Something that was
Lubby did
there. Huh?
Lubby did get fired.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go Janel Hurts, and people are probably going to say who. I know most of us have coached kids and dealt with unruly parents. Well, Greg Berhalter, the coach of the men's national team, was doing a press conference, and he mentioned that one of the players over in Qatar wasn't playing a lot because he was giving shitty effort in training and practice, and didn't mention names, but everybody who watched the World Cup could figure out that it was one of their youngest, most talented guys in Gio Reyna. Well, the Berhalters and the Reynas know each other very well. Miss Janel Hurts was roommates with Berhalter's wife, and allegedly, and I'm not condoning anything, but allegedly, back while they were at school, at college, Berhalter may have kicked his wife or his girlfriend at the time. But no police report was filed, or at least I don't think any police report was filed. Nothing came of it. The two managed it up. They got married. They're still married today with kids. So Danielle and Claudio Reyna is one of the most decorated U.S. men's national players in history. Janel Hurts brings it up in the media that Berhalter kicked his wife back when they were 18 years old and brought it to the U.S. Soccer Federation, essentially cementing the fact that Berhalter will not get another contract with the U.S. men's national team to be their manager. Now, they might have been moving on beforehand, but you're going to go behind and just pull up this stuff from years ago? And granted, hey, again, I'm not condoning anything. If it happened, it happened, but there was nothing that happened back then you're muted, Tommy. There was nothing that happened back then that stopped any of this from going forward. Like I said,
you guys were friends for all this time?
They were friends. She was roommates with Berhalter's wife.
So they've been like, they've known each other forever.
They've known each other forever, and then all of a sudden her son doesn't play enough in Qatar, and then gets called out when get asked a question. And again, he didn't say his name, but everybody knew who it was. And so she comes out and she pulls like a file out and hands it to the federation and goes, "Oh yeah."
Who's she? She's the wife of who?
Claudio Reyna and the mother of Gio Reyna, who was on the team.
Oh, so the dad's who's his name again?
Claudio.
Okay, he's like a great U.S. soccer player.
He's one of the tops. He's in like the U.S.
Okay, so it's his son. It's his son.
His son, yes.
Oh, so his son. Oh, I see what's happening.
So now, mommy and daddy are coming to the kid's defense.
Typical.
Oh, yeah, by
parents.
the way, this happened a long time ago. This is for not playing my son enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I almost believe that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, I almost think that probably didn't happen. I bet you she kicked him. You know what I mean? If I had to venture to guess, she kicked him, and that's all that happened. But listen, how old is this guy now?
Kick 8.
I mean, I don't know.
How old are they now?
They were
45,
at the
50.
time. I mean, yeah,
Okay,
there's 45.
Okay, who's 45? So we all did stupid shit when we were 18, not condoning anything.
Again,
right?
Yeah.
But we're different people. Like most people grow. Like, so if he kicked his girlfriend into something stupid, like I'm not condoning it either. But like 18-year-olds do stupid shit. You're still a fucking kid, essentially. Now, you're not killing somebody.
31 years ago it happened.
Yeah, you shouldn't be pointing your hands on a woman ever, right? But we don't know what happened. We don't know if it's even true.
Yeah, they could have been mosh pitting. There was big Nirvana back then. You know, they could have been smells like Teen Spirit, and you don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't know what happened at 18 years old. Nor am I going to bring up something that has like no police report to it, or no substance to it that I can fact check this. Besides one guy's statement. So to me, Greg is the typical travel ball parent. Yep. Kid's not playing enough. You know what? I'm going to make up something about the coach. I don't like something he does. Right? He yells at my kid, or he yells at this person, or he's too aggressive. His style's too aggressive for me. They're all over the place when they're You know,
They're the problem.
When their kid isn't successful, or not playing enough, either or, their kid can play every inning of every game and stink, and because their kid's not good enough because of the coach. It's always somebody else's fault why I failed. It's never, hey, you failed because you wanted to pick up your glove, right? Or you only wanted to practice twice a week. You didn't want to take your glove or your bat home with you, right? You didn't want to do stuff when nobody's watching. So that it's my fault because I'm just using myself as an example. It's my fault because for those 3 hours a week, I didn't make you a stud. Well, because you didn't listen to what I said to you those 3 hours a week. When I preached to you about what you're doing at home, when I preached to you about numbers, when I preached to you about feeling dirty, I told my guys that night, if you're not getting your numbers in, give yourself a number. That's 100 swings a day, 150, 200. I don't care. That's your number. But if you don't hit your number, you should need so much shampoo and body wash because that's how dirty you should feel. You should need 45 showers at night because you didn't get enough swings in. How bad you want it?
That's how bitter beer. Listen, that's how bitter beer face is. That's how Tom Petty this is. That's how we're not talking about a year ago. We're not even talking about a couple months ago. We're talking about 31 years. That's some stretching shit right there, man.
That's like Will. That's like Will's. That's like Will's bringing up something about nails. 31 years ago. Like, no, it's similar. Like, really good friends.
I was gonna say, what did I do that?
No. But I'm saying it's like we could say stuff about what we both did at 18, Wells, and we could have a laundry list. Like how far you want to go down the list of stupid shit we did.
You admitted you pushed him in the back, so I mean,
I mean, for his life sweeps. Yeah. For his life.
No, that's a good one, and that's a shame because, like you said, it's not about condoning anything or anything like that. It's 31 years ago, man. Like, come on. Like, I don't know.
That's sour grapes. That's screams sour grapes.
Ted, that's another good one, Ted.
Oh, Ted, yeah, I forgot all about it.
Dana, tough guy, Dana.
Scumbag.
And throw ESPN in there too for squashing it.
Oh well, of course.
They didn't let anybody talk. They didn't let anybody talk bad about him.
No, of course not. It's agenda driven. That's why ATD is the best because nobody's in our pocket.
You don't even. Yeah, I didn't even see anything on. You won't see anything on ESPN. Absolutely.
I saw him saying like, it was a lot of drinks were involved. Me and my wife been happily married for 27 years. Blah blah blah. It's like you slapped your wife in public, dude. Like, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
If my wife slaps me, I laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. And
she probably called for more. You know what I mean? Like because of the laugh, she probably called for round 2, and I laughed the second time, and then we got nothing to see here, right? Because it's like. That might have stung. The second one might sting you, like or the first one because you don't know what's coming. But it's a slap. Calm down.
I look at it like this: you do what you did there in public. What are you doing behind closed doors?
You're dragging her all around the house behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, tough guy. And if Chris Rock can survive a smack, you can survive a smack. You know what I mean? Come on, in front of millions of people, right? And embarrassed and, and all that good stuff. You'll be okay, Dana. You know what I mean? And we can't forget to add in on our way out the door, allegedly, the LSU scandal is an absolute
good old.
Oh my Lord!
Debacle. You know what I mean? Like,
everyone calm down. Me and Destiny not related.
Wide receivers, 22, 23 years old. You know what I mean? Listen, giddy up, man, giddy up. We all been there.
He's going to the pros now, I think.
He's just like, hey. All right, man. And I mean, like, I'm talking about the 3 coaches or 4 coaches who were in.
Coaches should be ashamed.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable. You know what I mean?
One was the highest paid receivers coach in the nation.
Yeah, no shit.
They have to go wide receivers.
got a lot to do. He's got a lot to do. No shit, man. He's got a lot to keep up with.
He needs a fluffer. He needs to get paid so he can hire a fluffer.
Plugging holes. Guys out there plugging holes.
I need an assistant. Oh, enough hands, Gary. Oh, enough hands.
I think I'm gonna need a recruiting assistant, roughly 5'4", $140.
Why is your ex currently barbecuing your ass? The positive, we do crumbs, but the positive, we haven't had a chance to talk about it, but great news, obviously, about DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah,
he's doing great. I know they still have him listed critical, and that's just protocol at this point. And it's just to keep it monitored better in ICU than it would be to take him out of ICU, if that makes sense. Yeah. You get more around the clock. So that's why that's still there. And I don't know what the exact number is on how long they have to keep you in there for. It might be a week where they keep you considered critical or ICU. But I would assume in the next 24 to 48 hours, the critical will be lifted if he continues to breathe on his own like he has. And just awesome stuff. Like through almost a near tragic event that could have been a tragic event turned into you showed a power. You showed a power of what we can do when everybody comes together. You think about how much money that kid didn't even have. I don't think he even had $2,500 in his donations, right? For kids, for toys. He didn't even have like $2,500. That was his goal. That was his goal, was $2,500. Yeah. Right? The guy's got over like $9 million now.
It's 8.5. I just checked it.
8.5. So think about the amount of the power of people and what people can do. Like that was like people were praying that they hope he woke up. When he woke up, they couldn't wait for somebody to show him that. To show him how much support. It's crazy.
244,000 donations.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like that's just donations, right? That's just donations.
Well, that adds to but I'm saying like 244,000 people were moved enough to go ahead and say, yeah, I'm gonna support this kid.
Yeah.
Or families could even be more, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And not even support the kid, right? Like you're supporting the kid's foundation, which supports him, but then supports how many kids he's trying to help. Absolutely. Right? It's a win on so many levels. It's a win he was able to wake up and see the outpour of support he was getting. And like Miles said to him, you're the most famous guy in the world right now. You know, when he talked to him. And I thought that was like funny to say to him, like, glad you got to see how famous you were. And got to see all the love you got, because sometimes you don't get to see that, right? Yeah. Some people don't get to see that.
Well, yeah, the whole situation, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, you know what I mean, from the first responders to Zach Taylor, because the NFL skirted this, you know what I mean? And they're going to dodge it, but you know that's what that was true. Until Zach Taylor stepped in, you know that they were told, hey, you got 5 minutes to warm up. All right, because
there's no reason for Joe Buck and Troy. There's no reason for Joe Buck and Troy Aikman to lie about that.
Exactly. Even though this was unprecedented and nobody's ever saw this, and there's no protocol for it, right? They knew the magnitude of this game, so they skirted it because Zach Taylor went over there and McDermott said to him, "Hey, I got to be at the hospital, man. I can't coach this game." And Zach Taylor had enough wherewithal to know in a game he's winning, and in a home game for him, and to say, "Hey, that's it. Let's shut this down." You know what I mean?
Shout out the trainer who was giving him CPR on the field, and everyone's been calling like a hero for saving his life and everything.
For sure.
Awesome. Former Syracuse trainer too.
And prayers,
throw that in there.
And prayers to Peyton Hillis on the way out.
Yes, absolutely. Saved his kids.
Saved his kids.
Great job, Tommy. Yeah, absolutely.
I know he's in ICU, and if it wasn't for DeMar, he might be the most famous person in the world. You know, sort of got overshadowed from the event we all witnessed, right? We didn't witness him drown, right? But if it wasn't for DeMar, I think it would be more people we talk about Peyton Hillis or know about it, right? But just want to, send prayers to him and his family. And I don't know if he's still in ICU. I know he was unconscious when he went in. I don't know. I haven't heard an update on him yet. But
they were saying he was having some lung issues, but he was doing better. That's the last I heard.
Yeah, another strong guy, Another strong guy. Just get him early enough.
The people that did what they could for here, I hope they do what they can do for him and his family too, because God forbid.
Oh yeah.
Got kids, you know what I mean? So, you like to see that same support, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you said, a lot of people did a lot of good things, and sometimes it makes you wonder why it takes a tragedy for that to happen. But, we'll save that for another day, you know what I mean? And I also, sometimes the one-upping cracks me up as well, because George Steinbrenner said it a long time ago. It's a quote, like, if 3 people know you did something, did you really do something good? So there's no reason that some of those people couldn't slap anonymous on there in your donations. I don't know. Are you glad they did it? But I feel like there's someone one up and going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for some people they don't realize they did it, right? And then I think some people don't realize they do it on there, and then other people do it on purpose. I think it's a mixed bag for sure. There's definitely people out there that are one-uppers and they do it only because it's look at me. And I think other people just don't mean to do it. I think it's like a split there. So 25%. 25% are look at me's. So 244,000. There's 25% of that is, hey, do you see me?
Yeah.
Do you see me? Now, we're not taking anything away from your donation. The donation is appreciated for sure. But deep down inside you, you're not that great of a person. You're more of a look at me type, right? And we know who those types are because they're all around us. But it's safe to say 75% of the donations are for people who really are really good people. Right, and I'll stand by that because there's always 25% of the world I hate. 25% of the world I guarantee I would despise.
You could almost flip it, but I'm with you.
Yeah, well, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that show because then I'm alienating 75% of mine. 75% of the people listening. You know what I mean? If I say,
I like everyone I love everyone that's listening.
Yeah, for safety reasons, I'm always going to go on the low side. So 25% of you I probably dislike in person.
Talking about people that. They got a lot of fuzzles. You know, I mean, that's what it's all. That's who we're talking about. We're not talking about the common man. Listen, the common person is doing what they can here, but there were some people on that list that including the commanders who were less than like some regular people. Like you're just an absolute piece of shit, Schneider. We were, everybody knows that. So I mean, and you just stamped it. You know what I mean? He stamped it. I mean, I think
they were outbid by a carpet company.
Yeah.
Good night, Bill.
You know what I mean? Later, Bill. So it is what it is. Like you said, not trying to throw a ton of shade on a good cause and what people
over 3 spot, by the way.
We just see through those people. We see through people. That's all. So we just want those people to know we see you. And if I made millions, I wouldn't have dropped in 10 G's. You'd have got a nice little. You would have got a nice little Denarooski from Uncle Sweeps.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I'd probably show my name to say "fuck you" to somebody else, but. That's neither here or there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if I had that kind of power money, it would be to somebody else who donated. And they're like, oh, you want to get cute? Like, you want to donate 10? Good, I'll put my name on this and do it 25. You know what I mean? Right? So, like, it would be more of my competitive nature, right? And some of these guys, the athlete-wise, they're so competitive, right, that they want to one-up each other in everything they do. It's like the MJ effect, right? Like, if Michael's donating and he sees, like, Isaiah, you know what I mean? He sees Isaiah down there, just in a donation for anything. And like, oh, Isaiah down there 10K? Let me add a 0 to that. You know what I mean? And that's Mike. That's Mike. So, that's the other side of some of these animals too with big money. It's just when you got that kind of big, stupid money and you're so competitive and that's what got you the money, I feel like guys are donating their house. Yeah. Take my house. He gave me all this. Let me give you this.
Reminds me of a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, but I don't want to get too down the rabbit hole here.
No, let's not do this. We'll go 4 hours. HUD reviews. You know what I mean? We do TV reviews.
That's when Ted Danson and Larry both donate money for the wing, and Ted Danson's anonymous, but everyone knows that's Ted Danson, and Larry's like, it's not anonymous. Everyone knows who the anonymous is.
What did Ted tell everybody? Right?
It's so great that Ted was anonymous. It's like, what?
Yes, I remember that.
He's not anonymous. Everybody knows it was Ted.
Yeah, Ted told everybody it was Ted. Yeah. I remember that episode. Yep. That's not anonymous anymore. You might as well just write your name in. What's your name in that? Oh God, it's great. It's great. But all right, boys, great shit. 3 hours. 3 hours. Oh my God, shut up, Don. We're not. We can't, Don.
4 more hours.
I'll go to sleep. It's 11:30.
Will's phone will die.
Oh, my phone's probably at like 7% right now. I already got the 10% warning.
Listen, everybody enjoy your weekend without stressful football. All right?
Yeah,
Start all
absolutely.
22 in yourself some video on our next opponent.
New York Football Giants.
I got a lot of stress, Tom.
Yeah, sorry, Sweeps. Yes, for you, you try to stay in it. Hopefully it's not Skylar again in Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's a poor
Too bad you
pick.
got a girl's name.
Yeah, you don't have the best name QB room in on the market. But yeah, guys, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
We'll see you. We'll see you Sunday. Me and Greg will see you Wednesday. So we're not leaving forever. We'll be right back. But no, we have a stressless week. So obviously next Sunday we'll be talking some Eagles. We'll be talking some Sixers. I know this Wednesday we'll be talking Eagles, Sixers. So we're getting into the 10-9-8 mode a little bit more. I would like to know why this sore foot. I don't have the time to get into this, but the sore foot now 3 games. That's cute. Not sure what that's about, but we're 2-1 in those 3, so that's good news. Even though I don't care, even though we're not playing good teams, but we're still 2-1 in that little stretch without Joe. So we'll take it. And they covered today. It's 5.5. 5.5 cover. I know because I bet them no matter what.
Don, great season, buddy. Seriously. I mean, I know they're an NFC team, so these guys, it's tough for these guys. Love me some Lions, and I'm going to take the Pintos tomorrow. Thanks for chiming in, Greg Miller, on the way out. I'm going to take the Pintos. I'm going to take the TCU Hornies. Let's go. Hang around.
Give me the Bulldogs.
Go Dogs.
What's the line?
13. Let's go.
13?
Yeah. The line screams Georgia. It's like the reason I took Ohio State is because I felt the line screamed Ohio State.
Yeah, but okay, I don't think TCU can do it 2 weeks in a row. Michigan's not Georgia. They're not Georgia.
Sorry, Don.
But they're very good. I took Michigan for a lot, so I took that L.
Hey, see, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
Yeah, give me Georgia. I mean, I would listen. What time's this game on? 8?
8. Yeah.
No, 9.
9. Thank God. Let's go. I'll be home by.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Hold on.
I'll be home by 9:30.
So it says 7:30, but I don't know if that's the
7:30.
start time.
Oh no.
That must just be the pregame.
Or if that's the broadcast start time.
Oh, yeah, you're
It
right.
is 7:30.
What a joke.
Which is not like that.
No, it's not like them. It's usually 8:30, 9 o'clock.
What is that, NBA game?
That's the first half myself. T Money. Shit.
What is an NBA game? Give me Georgia. Hopefully it's a blowout now.
TCU.
All right, man. We're out of here. Disagree. A2D Radio.
12.5 now.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow. We're everywhere you get your podcasts as well. Follow us on all social media platforms. A2D Radio is where you can find us. For Brian Wilson, no longer here. Greg Milakovic, Nick Dalgazzo. I'm Tom Arnone. We love y'all. And we're always brought to you by our doc. Make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com.